Okay, we are 45 seconds from starting the 2 versus 2 $100 show match. Nullus, OGNenny versus Rokrez, Assem. First game gonna be on Watering Hole. It's gonna be... what was it? Hades, Tsukuyomi versus Thor and Set. And obviously it being Watering Hole should be really good for the Norse player, because there's so much hunt to take. But at the same time, Tsukuyomi Hades sounds really brutal. Not sure if I would want to go up against that. Hades, of course, very, very strong on the 2v2 matchups, because Sentinel can be used on either player. So it's really hard to go aggressive against a team with Sentinel available. But of course, it being Watering Hole, you don't necessarily have to go that aggressive, because you can just take control of the middle of the map. For some reason the game isn't starting for me. Restart the game. Always very hard to get these spectator games in, I think. Oh, the game didn't start. Crashed? Hey, Muscular Christian. Yes, I promised, and I'm here. What do you mean, would be better for the prize to be a particular challenge or something? What do you mean by that? How do I edit the title on YouTube, actually? Here we go. So the loser or winner does something, but $100 will go quickly. That's something. What do you want them to do? What could they possibly do? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin. Awesome. So, we are finally started. It's Watering Hole, OGNenny playing as Tsukuyomi, and we've got Nullus playing as his iconic Hades. And on the other side of the map, we've got Rokrez, Mesa, so that's Assem playing as Thor, and he's doing the Dwarven Armory build, of course. And we've got Rokrez playing as Set. So, just for reference, this is a $100 show match, and these are some of the very best team game players on the ladder and in general. So, this should be really interesting. These are not players who are just only playing 1v1 and now getting into the 2v2 game. They do this a lot on the ladder, and so they know about the meta. They know about what's strong and what's not strong, and they may even have some cool strategies up their sleeve as well. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, just this first matchup here should be super interesting. Watering Hole is a great map. Unfortunately, out of the ranked pool currently, but it's been there for a long time before. And yeah, all of these gods are really interesting to see. Thor, obviously, with a big Dwarven Armory boom in the beginning. Hades with the Walls of Erebus, probably into a 2 TC play. Got a very nice second settlement right here with a gold mine and hunt in sort of the same direction. You can easily see how Nullus can get a big boom off on this side of the map over here. And then for Tsukuyomi for me at least, is a big question mark. I don't know how he plays in team games, but yeah, I'm really interested in seeing it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see. Maybe he's going to go for a 2 TC boom, because that's what everyone else does. And he doesn't want to fall behind in terms of eco. But yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to be like. Looking at... I guess we can just change a bit here on the resources. Everyone's... Yeah, can switch. But like right now, maybe we want to look at Nullus. How fast is he going to get his Walls of Erebus? I think it's going to be quite fast. 4 on wood and 3 on gold already. Means he's going to get a super fast Vault of Erebus, but it gets a bit awkward because once you've researched the Vaults of Erebus, what are you going to do with your builds? I guess he's sending them over to gold here. But then the issue is, right now he's got 7 that are not getting food, and as a result, he's not going to get a 4-minute advance off. And that means that his second town center is going to be a bit delayed, I think. So that should be interesting to see what Nullus does then, because I'm like 90% certain that Nullus will go for a second TC here. It being Watering Hole, and this settlement being so nice and close to all the wood and gold miners, villagers here, should be really, really good. Is there a place to know about upcoming tournament show matches like this one? I feel like unless it's an S-tier tournament, never even know about them unless I randomly stumble upon it. It's actually hard, Retrogenesis. Liquipedia is a good place to check, but it's honestly only really tournaments, especially S-tier tournaments that are showed there. There should be like a Discord for it or something or someplace, because you're right. I haven't advertised this at all either, because it's only like yesterday I found out we're actually doing it. I thought we weren't doing it, but we're doing it now. I'm streaming it on YouTube, so it's going to be there for posterity. You're not going to be able to watch it live if you don't know it's here now, but yeah, it's a good call that you're making. Yeah, Tiny Thor, that would be sick if you can... Yeah, I don't know, maybe like just a web page where you can see upcoming events, tournaments, stuff to keep your eyes out for. Could even be like a weekly YouTube video, maybe monthly, I'm not sure, but something where you just keep people updated on what's going on in the scene. Either way, we got our first Classical 8, and it's Rokrez with his set, and he's going for the back TC. I do wonder, it being set, wouldn't you want to get a middle TC, although they are, you could argue, a bit poor. But I'm just thinking, if you can get... Nah, I get it. Like, maybe this town center would have been nice. Honestly, that's what I think would have been better. Because then you get control of potentially these 2 elephants. Like, you can drag them over here. And you have elephants over here. Like, set, you don't need to get a back TC versus Tsukuyomi. You have all the time in the world in the beginning. But, yo, he's got different plans. What is he doing here? Vision into... Shifting Sands into... What is he sending? Priest, Wadget, 4 animals. It's not going to be an... Oh, and the Pharaoh also. He did kill 1 villager already. I think he's struggling to kill much more than that, though. Just 1 villager. Maybe 2. Yeah, definitely 2 villagers. Could be even 3 if I missed one, I'm not sure. But he also lost the Pharaoh in the process. So, definitely not too bad. I think you see the villager lead here, 40 to 36. That's obviously a big part of that is because it's Thor, but also a big part of it is the 2 or 3 villager kills we got here. Bit too chaotic for me to see what was actually going on. Up here for Nullus, he did go for that second settlement like I predicted. Simply too juicy when it's right next to your vills like this to not go for it. And up here, Assem is going for a second TC as well. With Thor, the 2 TC boom is very, very slow. Because your start is so delayed with the Dwarven Armory. So the second TC will be delayed. But on the plus side of things, you do have all those extra free dwarves from the armory. So literally all 4 players doing the exact same thing, which is taking their back town center first thing, and then they're just gonna see things out from here. TC at 7 minutes is still quite fast for Thor. Yeah, I don't even know what the Thor... I don't know what the Thor timings are like on the town center. It's got 3 armory upgrades, and then, yeah, like you said, it's like a 7, maybe a bit more than 7 minutes. But with the 3 extra free dwarves from the beginning, it's perfectly fine. Actually, I do think like this is what I think when I'm playing Hades versus Thor is if you get the town center immediately down at the 4-minute mark and then you finish it at 4:30 or something, at this stage in the game, say 7:15, you actually end up with more villagers out on the map than Thor, which is so crazy. So all that initial power spike that you've got with in terms of economy with the free dwarves, kind of neglected simply by dint of getting the Thor player having such a slow town center. And Honeynuts, you say 7 minutes is fast. Like I said, I don't know about the timings, but if it could be potentially even slower, that would just be ridiculous. Still no Herser upgrade in. The Hammer of Thunder is getting in now. Going to be very, very nice. Means extra favor from the Hersers out in the field here. Good play here from Rokrez. Sending the Water Buffalo set back for Assem to hunt. He's going to be very happy about that. Over here, Achilles has taken down a troll. Small skirmish like this will always favor the Norse player in a situation like this. If both the Norse player and the Greek player is going for a 2 TC boom and then afterwards they meet out in the middle of the map for a skirmish like this, then the Norse player has a big advantage, reason being that he's used military to build the town center instead of villagers. So right now, Nullus does not want to take a fight like this one. Well, I say that, but he did take down a troll and then just got the hell out of there. I guess he lost the Minotaur as well, but nevertheless, Norse definitely has the advantage right here. And Rokrez is actually going through Nephthys. Oh, and a 3rd town center in for Assem. So Rokrez with the forward Migdal rather. And I think at this point is where you really got to take a good look at the map. Realize there's 3 town centers down here, just 1 up here. And so with that in mind, I think Assem and Rokrez are doing the right thing for sure. They're focusing their attention on the bottom side of the map. Because if they can keep control of this area, that's 3 settlements versus just 1 in the upper part of the center of Watering Hole. So love that from the Assem Rokrez team. Let's go back to see what Nullus and OGNenny are doing. I definitely think Nullus and OGNenny have more of a timing attack than the other team. Tsukuyomi, of course, the timing attack god. There's no bigger timing attack god than Tsukuyomi in the game. And you can pair it up with Hades and the Underworld Passage, as we see Nullus going up through Apollo now. You can make some crazy stuff happen. And similarly, we do see OGNenny going for the castle on the bottom side of the map as well. Both teams recognizing that 3 town centers on the bottom is much more valuable than a single town center up here. And with mind that there's a castle right here, a Migdal over here, it cannot be long before there's gonna be some fireworks. Tsukuyomi is also H3 now, which means that he can do the new moon on the armory lip trick that everyone knows and hates, I guess, at this stage. But he can do that for a big skirmish over here. Love the camels from Rokrez. Usually this is the unit you want to go for against Tsukuyomi, because it counters the horse archers as well as the Naginata riders, and does decently against the Shogun. So even though you're set, even though you don't have access to Sobek and the Dark Water Camel upgrade, even then, this is the unit that you want to be making versus Tsukuyomi. New Moon is used, and just want to ensure that it was on the armory. It was indeed on the armory. So right now, OGNenny is definitely down in military. Doesn't even have the Shogun out yet, but he does he has put himself in place to be in a really good spot here. The Tengu taking easy care of the Scorpion Man. But yeah, we see here the camels are faring very well against the Naginata riders and the horse archers. Doing a good job with the raid here, forcing out a swampland without any OGNenny military nearby. I really wish Rokrez would have just got the hell out of there, but he kind of stuck around in the swampland. Usually the best reaction to a swampland whenever it's cast is you want to just get the hell out there immediately. But instead he kind of stuck around, and now he's left with half a camel worth of HP right now. Oof, that's so rough for Rokrez. Over on the castle now, it's Assem with a big berserk army. There's no dwarven breastplate for these berserks. There's the underworld passage, there's the ancestors, the restoration, everything being casted over here. The sentinel on top of the castle as well. It's gonna be very, very hard to go through the castle, the sentinels, and the resto. Things are looking really, really strong for the Nullus and OGNenny side of things here. Rokrez losing all those camels before the big fight occurred over here means he's got so few units right here to play around with. Yeah, he does have the ancestors, but that's just about it. The forward Migdal, I love that move. Question is it enough? The Pharaoh dies right here. And right now there's only like 4 villagers remaining, 5 villagers remaining. And they're all gonna go down. Holy. I love that move from Rokrez. But simply because the Sentinel, the castle, the restoration, is too much. Dude, Shogun hasn't even been used. Shogun has not even been used from OGNenny. And still we see them winning that fight so hard. Nullus did an amazing job with that underworld passage. Really coming to the rescue of his friend here. Good army of hoplites, Toxotes, Peltas, Hibiscus. Just a bit of everything. He needs to get some army out. Mostly just soft counters, hoplites, Toxotes, and then he's also sort of preparing for Hibiscus for the Norse army and for Peltas against potential chariot archers, I guess. But yeah, that was so brutal. The Russians proving very, very strong in this game 1. Tsukuyomi with almost Bushido tier 3. Still some time to go, but it can't be too long. When you got an army like this and when you're in power, you get to dictate where to fight. And all he needs to do is find some resources that are being gathered, or even just a town center like this. Can't be too long before he can sort of force fights in. And when he does that, he's gonna get a lot of Bushido, inevitably. No real siege weapons for the Russians here, though. Lots of melee units, but no actual siege weapons here at all. The Daimyo is out now, means that Shogun can be used. For now, choosing not to. Same with the double hill fort, I really love that. Knows that he needs all the defense that he can muster here. So with throwing axemen in the back, heavy throwing axemen, a second restoration. More camels. I think Assem and Rokrez are doing the right things, but it's just that big fight over here with the sentinels and the castle was too much. Way, way too much for them. Rokrez in particular is really falling behind after that failed Migdal drop with the Pharaoh and the 5, 6, 7 villagers, however many there were. And I do think OGNenny is going to be looking at, he's 3/4 of the way for Bushido tier 3. They're not really dealing much damage to other military units right now, just taking down buildings. Sort of mowing through the Assem buildings. Ooh, but 21 Yari Spearmen. Rare that you actually see Tsukuyomi with this many of the Yari Spearmen. But when you're up against pure camels from the set player, it makes a lot of sense. You don't want to invest too heavily into horses and stuff like that, because they're just going to get countered. Even though you have the Inari Okami technology to sort of neglect some of the hard counter of the cavalry, it's still not enough. So I love the 22 Spearmen here. Very, very rare. They are cracked. Like Honeynut says, the Yari Spearmen are really cracked anti-cavalry units. 7.8 damage per second is really high, because this is a hard counter unit. Triple multiplier versus cavalry, and then on top of that they have a decently high base damage. So even if they're not against cavalry, say they're against hoplites, berserks and stuff like that, it's not like they're ass, like catapulties for example. So Yari Spearman is an amazing unit, and really good choice from OGNenny to go for those. Two Tengus in the mix without any upgrades. Deciding to not spend any favor on that. Maybe smart. Maybe a smart decision, because it does seem... Yeah, we have Bushido tier 3 now. The human military units, when you're playing as Tsukuyomi, they're already so good. So, if they can do the job, why would you want to invest into myth units? You already got such amazing heavy units with all the armory upgrades. Plus that Hachiman upgrade as well. Good decision from OGNenny to not invest too heavily into the Tengu, I think. Seems like Assem is doing a good job here. He's getting a lot of units out, plus the hill forts which he's fighting under. What happened here? Nullus going up through Artemis, using Earthquake on this position. In the middle, in between the two hill forts, we'll see how much damage it deals. Actually taking down one hill fort over here, but the thing about Earthquake is it deals a lot of damage in the epicenter, and then the further out you go, the less damage it deals. Like you see here, this hill fort still 1400 HP remaining. So, a bit risky to place it in between two buildings like this. There's a risk that you don't get to deal any damage at all. Scylla up here, whacking at the wall. See Nullus here. He's actually just on 2 town centers, because he hasn't been able to go anywhere else. Assem actually managing to take this town center also. Yeah, Assem has done a tremendous job this game, I think. Rokrez unfortunately falling really far behind, but it's Assem sort of keeping them in the game, if anything. Also, a tier incoming, if I remember correctly. Yeah, tier is almost halfway. So that's the dream. When you're playing Thor, you go for Seti, Bragi, Tyr. Your Berserks are gonna be ridiculously good, as are your Huskarls. So that's probably what Assem is hoping for here. We do see pure infantry army. I don't think he's invested into a single Great Hall this game. Well, he does have one. Just for good measure, he does have one Great Hall. But I'm almost certain he doesn't have any cavalry upgrades, because why would he? He's gone full infantry. And when he's about to hit tier here, he can go for Huskarls, Berserks, maybe some Godi in the back. You can use the Great Hall for that. But yeah, those units are so strong. Rokrez with the pure archer army, heavy slingers, heavy chariots. Bit unorthodox actually, with the mix of the two. Usually you'll just go for one type instead of both. Not sure why he's going for both actually. There's an Okuninushi in for OGNenny. That's so brutal. We see the instant new moon into Swampland from that Great Hall. The great, what's it called? Sacred Gate. So now, all the armory upgrades are in. New Shogun available also. Fimbulwinter being very annoying, of course. One of the most annoying god powers to deal with. We'll see how much damage it actually manages to deal. Seems like it's a lot. You can definitely use the town bell to get your villagers into safety, which will be used. Dear caravan. But yeah, the caravans are really getting... they're dying to the Fimbulwinter for sure. As are... You see, there was too many villagers here to be garrisoned inside the town center, so... OGNenny definitely lost some villagers in the process there during the Fimbulwinter. But with that Okuninushi in, with all the armory upgrades in, Bushido tier 4 halfway there, he's looking mighty strong. Starting to get Oyumi out. And with the Okuninushi, you get the unique upgrade here as well. He's sitting on 25 favor only, so unfortunately for him, he doesn't get to recast New Moon anytime soon. A good call to get extra Mikos out, but yeah, the game is over there. Nenny and Nullus takes it. Really, really well played. All about that first fight over here, I think. And it was exactly like I said, the big power spike coming in from Tsukuyomi, accompanied by the Underworld Passage. That's... it proved too hard for the Thor and set players to deal with. So, that's 1-0. Tsukuyomi! Let's go back to the draft, actually. Is it a best of 5? Yeah, best of 5. Wait. Did I do it wrong? Oh my god, the draft is all wrong. Or is it? Yeah, it needs to be... Look at this. Look at this save here. Look at the save. This is the first time I ever host a 2v2 show match, so whoever the host should always be from the same team. The problem is that in the draft, the host they did 2 separate drafts. Nullus and Assem made a draft, and then Nenny and Rokrez made a draft, and different teams had different hosts, so it was all messed up. But now it's completely saved, and the overlay looks amazing. What was the draft rules? Basically just 2 best of 5, 2 separate best of 5 drafts. And that means that you can have 2 of the same gods on the same draft. I don't know if we have that here, or... Yeah, Nuwa, for example. Over here we have Nuwa for both of these 2 players. But you cannot play the same god in the same game. So we're not going to see double Nuwa versus double Kronos or something like that. Actually, double Kronos, I think, would be super oppressive in a lot of matchups. It wasn't intentional, Honey Nuts. I don't know why he took so long to pick, but yeah, he got set in Uranus by random. That's how it goes. You're not fast on your feet. These god portraits, when they're flipped horizontal, look so wrong. Hey, Axel Falco. I don't know what you're saying congratulations for, but thank you. Where's Loki and Odin on the draft? Ugh. I guess neither of these teams like Loki or Odin. I think very few are. Is Japanese gods best in team games as they are in solo games? Yeah, probably. Even more so, is my guess. Tsukuyomi for sure, I think, is an amazing god for team games, and I can imagine Amaterasu being extremely strong also. So the teams are just getting ready here. It's gonna be Rokrez and Rokrez and Assem playing Shinong Nuwa, and it's gonna be the Russians on Amaterasu Zeus. So we're gonna see some more Japan. We're gonna see if they are indeed very, very strong in these team games. Greetings from Argentina, Soup and Messi. I am the Messi of AOM. A lot of people tell me, hey Soup, you're like the Messi of AOM. R. Urash, I completely molested your overlay. I do apologize. Your beautiful overlay is molested. It is what it is. it best of 5? Yeah, it is. It's best of 5. So next up will be Usaritema and wait, no, Amaterasu and who was the other one? I forgot. Ah yeah, Suez. Yo, this is so funny. Zeus is actually very good. It's actually a real word from the back. Suez. Is it, what is it called? Anagram? Is that what it's called? No. Double entendre? No, that's not it either. Palindrome. It's not a palindrome though. Because that's when it's the same. It's the same from the when you read it from the back and the front. Or maybe it is. No, it's not. It's not. Assem that's the ugliest word I've ever read. Semortnilab. I'm never gonna use that word again. Okay, we are ready to go in game. So we're playing on Oasis, and in the right side of the map, it's OGNenny on Zeus. A strange choice for Oasis, or not strange, but interesting, I think, for sure. And down the bottom, it's Nullus on Amaterasu. Amaterasu Zeus should be some real firepower in the classical age. Both can just spam out really, really strong units like hoplites for Zeus, and then samurais and potentially Naganati riders for Nullus. I think that could be really sick, like 2 TC boom into just spamming units in classical. And then you also have restoration. That could be very interesting on that side. On the other side, we've got Rokrez on Tsukuyomi. We already saw last game how potent Tsukuyomi can be in team games. And in the top, we've got Assem with Nuwa. So Nuwa in the 1v1 is usually very defensive and just likes to go for the later ages, sort of the jumping the ages. But in 2v2, I don't think you can get away with that. So with that in mind, it's going to be interesting to see how Assem plays this. Got a question in chat. Any rules and stipulations for this match? The rules are rather simple. It's a 2v2 best of 5. And the way that the draft worked was it was just 2 separate drafts. And so you can end up with 2 players having access to the same god. But if you do that, you cannot play the same god in the same matchup. So you cannot go double Zeus or double Cronus or something like that. But other than that, just a standard best of 5. So I'm interested in seeing what OGNenny is going to do on Zeus here. It being Oasis means that you don't have access to that much food, unfortunately for him. Without access to a lot of food, it means that you will have a hard time spamming hoplites, which I suggested would be a good idea before. Actually, let me just do the scoreboard. Darth Nox, just for you. 1-0 for the Russians. It's the wrong scoreboard I have. It's actually a bit annoying. Guess we'll put it off. But it's 1-0 for the Russians. And yeah, what is there to say? Nenny with the 4-minute advance, seemingly. Yep, 4-minute advance with 1 villager on temple already. 4 on wood, 2 on gold, and a lot on food. So that's looking to me like a 1 TC play, which is crazy. 1 TC Zeus in a 2v2 on Oasis here. What's that going to be? What's that going to end up being? I'm not sure. His ally Nullus, meanwhile, with a super late advance on Amaterasu. Of course, with Amaterasu, you can do like crazy fast advances. He could have been up already, but instead he's going to be a 432 advance. And he'll have how many Mikos? 3 Mikos. He is going up through Amino Uzume, so it's not going to be any Hot Wheels running around. What was this relic? Infantry, extra damage, divine damage. It's a really, really good one for samurais or even Yaori spearmen, like we saw to great effect in that last game on Watering Hole. Other relics, I'm just looking over here, seem really insignificant. Some very, very poor relics, apparently. Ooh, Pelt of Argus is amazing. Neither Nullus or Nenny has picked that one up. That one, Feather of Biofang, could be nice. But yeah, dude, I want to see what does OGNenny do. Double Military Academy in the front here. Goes for the forward hunt, and then he goes double Military Academy. Such a... Such an aggressive play. He is against Nuwa, so let's see what Assem is doing. Is he prepared for this at all? He's only now up through how to. Does mean he can use that earth wall maybe already now, so he can sort of protect himself. But he doesn't know that he's up against a super aggressive Zeus player. Only now is he getting the Kwafu Chieftain. Bit unorthodox to wait this long for that, but okay. With the Pioneer, he sees the double forward Military Academy now. What is this relic? Pelt of Argus. He actually manages to snatch the Pelt of Argus. Maybe. Maybe he won't. Actually, he won't. But I think he'll still be happy because he does manage to scout this forward base here. And that means he needs to set up an archery range. What is it called? Siege workshop? Not a military camp. You need archers, fire archers. Hello? There we go. Machine workshop. This is what you need. I guess this one is fine. Hey, I am Boyd. I am Boyd. Thank you so much for the raid. We are watching a 2v2 $100 show match here. It's Nullus, OGNenny versus Assem and Rokrez. And so far it's 1-0 for the Russians. This is the second game. And yeah, we're just getting started. You're coming at a perfect time here. OGNenny has gone for a super aggressive Zeus playstyle here. Gone for double forward military academy. With the double heroes. With the Minotaur. So far not doing anything. I'm not sure why he hasn't even just poked forward. But seems like he's just sitting here and he's quite happy with that. Meanwhile, Nullus, also on 1 TC with the Goshinbuku. Dojo, guardhouse up. 2 guardhouses actually. It seems like, yeah, I don't know what the plan is here, but I'm thinking if all that Nenny has over here is double military academy, isn't Fire Arches just gonna completely destroy this? I say that, but at the same time, it's OGNenny who's killed a lot of units this game. He's killed the Pioneer, he's killed a Miko over here, and he's managed to secure himself the forward hunt. And I don't think Assem has that. Nope. Assem doesn't have the forward hunt. He can't go for this at all. So I think OGNenny has actually managed to make this work so far. What I worry over is that he's invested so much into hoplites, and like I said, fire archers are just amazing at countering those. Even though there's no fire archers out yet, which is crazy. But whatever. 2 town centers for Assem. Second town center coming up for Rokrez, also on Tsukuyomi. Rare that you see the 2 TC play from Tsukuyomi, but it's what we see here. And Nullus and OGNenny both sitting on 1 TC, so there's a lot of pressure on the Russians now to get damage dealt. Especially the way Nullus is playing is so weird to me. He's got the hunt in the back here. So I mean, both the Russian players are hunting right now, and I think neither. Wait, actually, Tsukuyomi is hunting in the back here, but it's only this hunt patch here that's not being hunted on. So the big advantage, I would say, is for Assem and Rokrez, because they're doing the 2 TC boom, and what they're against is just 2 players on 1 town center playing super defensively. So I really wonder what the plan is here. How are they going to make this work? 11 hoplites is really nice, to be sure. That can threaten town centers, buildings quite easily, especially with restoration. And for Nullus, what does he have? His army consists of Yumi archers, Yari spearmen, and 2 samurais. Well, a samurai and an Onimusha. So far, nothing great. It's enough to defend against the Naginata rider raid, sure. But that's not the worry. The worry should be over the second town center, which they don't even know about. 11 hoplites now going out for raiding, Kataskopos scouting. This is what the Russians need, because right now they're so blind to what's going on. I don't think they necessarily realize how much pressure they're under in terms of just slowly falling behind economically. I should reverse the UI like this. Sorry for that. It'd be a lot easier for you now to see what's going on. But yeah, this hoplite rate is good. Killing 2 fire archers like that. When you got the 4.9 Zeus speed Zeus hoplites, that's what you gotta do. And it's so weird. Still haven't scouted the second TC. Dude, in a 2v2, if you have access to Pegasi, build at least 2 Pegasus. I would say build at least 2 Pegasus and just go scouting with them. Clear out all the black from the map and figure out if they're on 1 TC or 2 TC or if they're going heroic and so on. You want to know all this stuff. Heroic Age now in for Rokrez. Rokrez looking like he's got a really good game this time around. Last time was very sketchy. Lost so many camels, as said, for no real reason. But this game, he's on 2 town centers as Tsukuyomi. He's hit Heroic Age as the first player in the game. And I'm sure he's about to hit the Shogun on the Daimyo, about to hit New Moon on the Armory. And he's gonna have such a nice power spike. Big wall coming up as well. Needs to protect this villager if he wants to do that. This commoner is gonna take like 2 minutes to build this wall. So it's a risky wall to set up. If he gets it, it's really nice, but it needs protection in order to do this, I think. And this is so silly. When you build walls, have you noticed this? They build the first wall wooden wall chip over here, and then they start from the other side. So awkward. Nevertheless, 92 villager population versus 70. And let's see. It's still just one town center. We do have the Apollo though, so I think I'm beginning to see what the Russians are planning on, which is a very aggressive underworld passage. They're gonna have restoration for it. They're gonna have what else? Maybe a Thunderburst if Nullus can go heroic age. He's not going heroic anytime soon though. There's the underworld passage. This is what the Russians were planning on. How many units are there for OGNenny? He's got 20 hoplites, 6 Toxotes, and a few other units for good measure. There's a ton of Onamusha. Swampland coming in, that's huge. Very, very big Swampland coming in here and immediately just fleeing through the underworld passage. I like that play. They need to wait out the Swampland and then get back in the underworld passage. They cannot allow this underworld passage to go down while the Swampland is in effect. But I don't think Tsukuyomi can take it down. Chongqi coming in to help assist, but there's 5 seconds remaining off the Swampland, and now the units are coming back on top of the underworld passage here. Restoration coming in as well. Lots of units from Assem up here, lots of archers. Over here, similarly, lots of archers. Need to see some pell tests from OGNenny, would be really sick. Because I think the big issue is going to be the archers right now. But such a clutch game here. Looking at Nullus, what does he have? 12 archers, 10 samurais, 3 Onamusha. So even though Nullus is in classical age and it doesn't seem like he's got that many units, they are actually really high quality. He does have Bushido tier 2. There's that Fey Beast coming in, looking like it's going to be quite strong. Dealing lots of damage. You see the fire archers over here. Targeting down the samurais. So brutal. Good job here from OGNenny with the Manticore. And some extra units sort of blocking the path of the fire archers. So all in all, really close. Even after all this action, it's so close. It's hard for me to actually say who's come out on top. Nullus, 12 samurais, well, 11, 10 samurais. He's losing a lot of samurais right now. Losing a lot of samurais. I don't know how he lost those, actually. Nevertheless, 11 samurai, 2 Onamusha, and a bunch of other units as well. But the archers on the left side and the archers on the right side, sort of pincer movement. And without many pelters on the side of OGNenny, they don't have the counter to the archers. Simply as that. So OGNenny needs to give up. He needs to stop what he's doing right now and just focus intensely on getting peltests out. You don't need hoplites. You don't need pacifists. What you need is peltests. So he's got 21 on wood. Right here, he needs to set up a shit ton of archery ranges and really get those peltests out. This is not working out for the Russians. They're just getting targeted down by the archers. There are heavy samurais in now for Nullus. As Amaterasu, when you invest this heavily into samurai, you will get Bushidos up really easily. Interesting move here from these players. They're going back into the underworld passage over here and maybe gonna make a move up here. Assem is on 3 TCs, but a very nice defensive earth wall right there. It's gonna be very hard to get through. 1260 HP on every wall segment here. Being in the heroic age, so Assem has done a good job of defending himself here. Villager population 135 to 95, so still well in the favor for the Nuwa and Tsukuyomi players. Yeah, and it is the big attack over here. Lots of hoplites, lots of samurai, so the earth wall will go down eventually, but it's gonna take a while. Like I said, this earth wall in the heroic age, super strong. But I guess just 2 segments is enough to get through. And now, big fight coming in. The Baihu with a huge jump, forcing out the bolt. And Manticore in the back gonna do a lot of damage here. The Horse Archers does have bonus damage against them, so could maybe look to focus down like that. But still, from OGNenny, this is the big story in this game for me. 4 pill tests, simply not enough against all of these archers that we see over here. And once again, this army is simply just pushed back by the archer army. Finally, 7 pill tests in, still not enough if you ask me. But yeah, we gotta get those pill test numbers up before they're in. You cannot make these aggressive attacks because the archers are simply too good at defending. 148 to 104 villager population, so still it's like a 33% lead for the new Asukuyomi players. And even starting to begin to make some aggressive moves here. Got a lot of Dao swordsmen. Basically, archers and Dao swordsmen is the name of the game here. Over on this side. Oh my god. Literally. What is this? Rokrez has got 42 horse archers, a shogun, and a samurai for good measure. This one is free. Literally all he's invested into is horse archers. And the shogun. Bruh. It's so crazy. I gotta give props though. I think they're realizing they've got the economic advantage and all they gotta do is defend that advantage. And the way they do that is with archers. So that's what they're doing right here. Defending themselves with the archers and setting up walls nicely as well. I don't know if I like these 2 walls. Probably would be nicer to have it here. Sort of walling yourself out from this settlement is not a good thing. But it's not the worst. You can never, like, it's never a mistake to make walls, I think. Very rarely, anyways. Okay. Looking like Nullus is maybe looking to make some aggressive moves again. Actually, he's built a lot of archers. 9 Bushi, 20 heavy Yumi archers. So they can go toe-to-toe with the archers. In fact, being heavy units, I think they can. They're actually stronger than the horse archers in a direct fight. Maybe. The first, the copper armory upgrades. But yeah, it's gotta be pill tests. It's gotta be pill tests targeting down the archers. Right now we see a Baole and a castle on this position, and we're seeing a fortress being built by OGNenny. So I think both teams are starting to set up for a siege war here. And I think, honestly, that should favor the OGNenny side of things, because he's got access to pill tests, which will be so good in a stalemate situation like this. The pill test, as well as some additional manticores, would be really nice here. And then, of course, just a shit ton of Petrobolas. I think that could be really good. I think that's... I don't see why the pill test should not come out on top right here. It does require a good macroing from OGNenny. Needs to get those pill tests out. Needs to get a lot of Petrobolas out as well. And basically it means that he barely needs any food income. Like 12 villagers on food just to keep up villager production and get some upgrades in here and there. That should be enough. Everything else should be pill tests, Petrobolas, and that's what you need to break the stalemate here in favor for you, the Greek player. Seems like the villager lead is actually minimized a bit. Somehow the Russians have kept they're toning in. But there's the Thunderburst, huge Thunderburst. And this is on a pure archer army, by the way. Archers, very low HP, and the Thunderburst deals divine damage. I think it's like 12 divine damage for every drum hit. And so you see here, just the Thunderburst alone, managing to kill a lot of archers as well as a lot of baboons, unfortunately. A lot of baboons went down right here. Great flood coming in now as well. Really, really strong for stopping a stalemate situation like this as well. I think OGNenny did a good job of garrisoning a lot of the archers here, but it doesn't seem like they're very high HP. There's the Sacred Gate, there's a new Shogun, new moon. It's gonna be all armory upgrades in for the Tsukuyomi player. It's gonna be a new Swampland available also. Takemi Kazuchi is gonna be in for Nullus in about a minute. That means he's gonna have amazing infantry units eventually, but I wonder if it's too little too late, because I think especially the the Tsukuyomi player with that new moon, and Assem with the Great Flood and the champion Dao swordsman, champion archers. This game was just a story of two town centers, two players going 2TC and two players going 1TC, and then not managing to deal enough damage. And I think in large part because they got countered by the archers, which they didn't have the counters for. I gotta say, OGNenny didn't do a proper job countering the archers. He was the one who was supposed to counter the Peltas, but didn't happen. But well played to Rokrez and Assem on this one. It's gonna be 1-1 now after this game. Oops. Update the scoreboard. So next up is going to be Anatolia. Anatolia in 2v2 is very, very interesting, I think. Wait, I'm in the wrong page. Oh my god. There we go. Anatolia is really interesting in 2v2, I think. You can do some very cool plays where you take control of either side of the water with some good team play. So I'm interested in seeing what these two players or what these two teams are going to do here. "35 seconds and we can get started." There's just a spectator delay. But yeah, Anatolia is so cool. And I think also we have a Frey actually in for the Assem Rokrez side. You can do an Asgardian hill fort on Anatolia in 2v2 next to the shore, and it can potentially have a really high value. Might see something like that, because the hill fort deals so much damage versus boats. I think it's like a 4-time multiplier versus boats or something ridiculous like that. We're just waiting for the game to start. Apparently their PCs need to catch up But we are in. Spawning in the bottom side of the map, on the left side of the map, is OGNenny with Hades. And in the top side of the map, it's Nullus on Gaia. Top left, I guess. And of course, they're just going to go on their own side of the water right now. And like I said, what's going to be interesting is to see if there's going to be any like splits where one team is going to focus the right side or one team is going to focus the left side and so on. That's what I'm hoping to see, something cool like that. Top right of the map, we got Assem on Frey. Frey, of course, is an amazing pick on Anatolia. You get to use as Guardian Bastion in the classical age, and then from there, you can go heroic and mythic age for free, because you don't have to invest into a hill fort, which is like 500 resources saved, on top of the already so many resources you save with Frey, with all the upgrades that are half priced. Top side, we got Gaia. Got Rokrez on Gaia. So it's two Gaia players here. I think probably the reason why both... probably the reason why we see two Gaia players here is because they value the Gaia forest on their allies. Town center, as we see here. OGNenny playing Hades doesn't have to invest into a storehouse for his villagers. Plus, he gets an additional 5% gather rate on these Gaia trees. So 50 wood saved and a small bit of extra income as well is actually huge for if you're playing like a non-Gaia civ here. The Gaia forest is amazing. It's a good god power for Gaia, but it's even better for non-Gaia players. So yeah, that's cool to see both teams realizing the power of the Gaia forest here, especially for Assem. Not having to invest into an ox cart here, that's 100 resources that you save out on. You don't have to invest into an ox cart for. And it means that you can get the hand axe already now. And potentially, I'm a bit surprised not to see a second dog already. Like just a second dog over here, because with that 100 resources saved, it should be entirely possible, I think. To both get hand axe with Frey and the double dog production. Maybe he's doing it now, just a bit delayed, slightly delayed. But yeah, the early hand axe in combination with Gaia trees, the gather rate is going to be so good. 5% from the Gaia trees, 10% from the hand axe, and then not having to invest into the ox cart, the economy is going to skyrocket. This is so weird what happened here. Good job from Assem though, stuffing it in the process. And just look at the map here on the 2v2. You have 9, 12... Ooh, actually interesting. You have 12 fishing spots for both players. 12 down the bottom, 12 down the top, and then there's actually 3 right here, which can be contested. That's kind of cool. Same thing on the other side. 12 for both players, and then 3 in the middle, which can be contested. So all in all, it's 27 fishing spots if you manage to secure one side. Which is a lot. The water is definitely something you want to be fighting for here. Water is not at all negligible. It's such a big source of income here. And both of these teams want to fight so much for the water. And then the question is, while you're fighting over water, when do you make your transition to the middle of the map? Because you cannot just allow your opponents to set up hill forts and town centers and shit like that in the middle of the map, and then by the time, yeah, you may have won water, but then you don't have access to the middle of the map, and then you're going to lose the game anyways. So that's kind of the dynamic at play here. You want to invest into water, you want to invest heavily too, but at the same time, you do want to have access to the middle of the map. Are about to see Rokrez in the classical age with the servant coming in from Oasis. Gonna have access to the Caladria also. It's gonna be a lot of healing, which can be super beneficial. Kind of like on the left side of things here, or on both sides actually, it's gonna be fighting over a bit like you would Mediterranean. Just gonna be spamming boats into one location, And if that's the case, then these healer units are going to be super good. Because anytime one of your boats survive, you can just send them back and be healed. Carnivore used next to a hero citizen, which is just going to chunk it down. Does the Caladria actually... I don't think Caladria can heal the Carnivora. This Carnivora seems like such a waste to me. Because the citizen hero actually deals with it decently well, as you can see. All players now, classical age. It's a bit of chaos over here. Double docks in from Nullus. Seems like... Ooh, and a water Carnivora in from Nullus. Doesn't actually manage to do anything. So, I would say both Carnivores, a bit of a waste. Bit of a waste if you ask me. 3 Caladria in for Rokrez already. Needs to heal these boats back up for sure. It's the entire reason why you're building the Caladrias. Takes a while for them to heal each other. That's 3 heal bursts, and it's only like half the HP of the fire ship. Over here, Forest Fire on the Gaia Forest. I don't think that's gonna do much. Bit of a cheeky Forest Fire, yeah, but... doesn't look good, and the Valkyrie just dies to the Ajax. Not a good move here from Assem. Not a good move, but I guess what he does accomplish is he is putting OGNenny on the back foot. He's sort of defending himself while he's now grabbing... Assem is now grabbing the forward town center here with access to Gulin Bursty. He did go up through... Wait, actually, yeah, it's just only now notice it. He went up through Freya, which means there's not going to be an Asgardian Bastion. Very unorthodox, if you ask me. I really, really rate the Asgardian Bastion highly on Anatolia. Just for the sheer fact that you can use it to jump from heroic to mythic for free, or even just using it for hostile production or portable ram production even. Or you can place it in the middle for protection of gold mine. There's so many good uses of it. And the Forest Fire can be neat, yeah, but wasn't the case this game. Nevertheless, up here, big Aya fight. I want to kind of see what the units are looking like for Nullus. He's got... Oh, I can't actually see it here. 10 boats versus... Ooh, not nearly as many for Rokrez. Rokrez has got 8 boats, but 3 Caladria at least. Mostly invested into fire ships. I don't know if that's because he's seen something that I don't know, that maybe fire ships are extremely good boats. Maybe that's the case. They do deal as much damage as a hammer boat, but with a slight 6 range, which can be super nice, of course. You see here. Ooh, the fireboats can definitely take a lot of damage to these siege biremes while they're retreating. If he had microed that slightly better, he could have chunked down at least one of the siege boats, and potentially 2. They will deal so much damage to them, especially with 7 speed. Can catch up to the siege boat very, very hard. Over here, OGNenny is putting on the pressure. He's got 3 siege boats and a bunch of the other boats as well. Whereas Assem, he's invested mostly into docks. Not a lot of boats, but a lot of docks, at least. What was that? OGNenny going up through Aphrodite. It's going to give him access to the Argo, which is going to be beneficial in taking down the Kraken and potential Kraken spam. What is this? Whoa. Over here, we see Gulin Bursty used because he sees a fortress being attempted here from OGNenny. It's going to be an Ajax, Minotaur, Lion. He got a micro the Gulin Bursty. I think he clicked it onto the villagers and then he didn't care to micro it. So now, this is a classical age Gulin Bursty. It's rather weak. I guess, except for against villagers. Against villagers, this thing is super good, as you can see here. Damn, it's brutal. Gotta micro that beast. Ah, Assem, come on. If it's microed against the villagers, as you saw, it's so efficient. But without the microing, it just doesn't do anything against the regular human soldiers and the myth units. So the fortress does go up. Curse was used. And what else? Sentinel now available for OGNenny, right? Yep, Sentinel is available. What he's gonna want to do, he knows there's a town center here now because of the Golden Bursty. He wants to just get a ton of archers and Petropolis up, and he can take care of this area easily. Trader used on a Kraken. A bit weird to use it on this side, if you ask me, because OGNenny does have access to the Argo, so the Kraken isn't that big a deal. He should have access to the Argo anyways. I don't see it anywhere, though. Nevertheless, trader on Kraken is never a bad thing, of course. It's a very high value trader. Over here, some Amillo action with the Caladria. Over here, starting to set up some military barracks. Thought it was going to be archers, but nope. It's looking like OGNenny is really taking control of the space. With that trader on the Kraken, managing to win this fight on the right side of the water with ease. And up here, looking like Nullus is winning as well. So the Russians are looking mighty strong here, winning both sides of water. Does manage to get the fortress up on this location, and only Nullus seems to be unable to really expand his base anywhere. But probably hasn't attempted to either, really. I guess the reason why OGNenny goes for the military barracks is because he's gonna have such a big food economy. How many boats does he have? 15 fishing boats. He can potentially get an additional at least 3, maybe even 6. So yeah, his food economy is going to be really strong. And there's that Sentinel. Really strong army in from Assem. What does he have? 2 rock giants, 3 portable rams, and a ton of throwing axemen. So he needs to keep these throwing axemen alive and then just allow the siege weapons to take down the buildings. It's not want to lose them to the fortress, so good micro here. Getting them underneath the fortress. This heavy Contarius coming in as well from Rokrez. Yeah, the Rokrez went for Thea and Nullus went for Rhea. So it means that the Contarius are going to be amazing for Rokrez, and for Nullus, insofar as he gets any good upgrade, is for the Mamillos, or the infantry. But yeah, this is a great attack from Assem and Rokrez, really taking care of that fortress with the Sentinels. It gets the forward town center as well. No access to Golden Bursty anymore, unfortunately for them, but still taking down a lot of buildings. But yeah, left side of water entirely lost now for Rokrez, and the right side can't be long until it's entirely lost also. So they do need this win here. No doubt about it, they need this win, because otherwise it's just gonna fall down in economy a lot. And we see from Nullus, just go for the infantry route. Definitely the right way to go, considering he went through Rhea. It's what you want to do. Because you get access to infantry upgrade, which gives them extra hack armor. It's gonna be amazing when you're fighting against Contarius. And you can even make fanatics in heroic age when you go through Rhea. That could be a potential option as well. With the entire left side of water 1, you're gonna have a lot of food economy for fanatics. But yeah, Assem and Rokrez, I really hope for them that they're gonna be able to keep up the pressure, because that's what they need to do. They cannot just sit back now. They got such a sick army here with 5 portable rams, and they need to utilize it now. Holy. The trader on the rock giant. I like to call this the budget chaos, because you get the rock giant and immediately you use that ability, and it's like you're using chaos on top of your enemy units like this. 3 rock giants in. Big chaos happening over here. Tempest used. Huge Tempest here. Lots of infantry over here are able to to garrison inside of here. And on the top side, I think the Mamillos, with that, they don't actually have any extra speed, but they were able to escape as well. So the Tempest looked really strong, but when all is said and done, it doesn't seem like they actually managed to kill that many units in the process. Still 5 rams here. 5 rock giants also. Yeah, Assem army is so strong. Heavy infantry in also. Never actually goes for cavalry. That's like a Assem special, I guess. Why go for cavalry when you can just go for infantry? 22 throwing axemen, and they're so good against the Mamillos, as well as, bro, literally full infantry, isn't it? The pass fist, holy shit, it's like 90% infantry. And that makes it so easy for Assem, because all he has to make is siege weapons and throwing axemen, and look how much damage these things are able to deal, at least when they hit their target. Ooh, gotta do something with them though. The numbers are actually dwindling, but the game is. I thought it looked really grim for the Frey Gaia side, but now it seems like they've kind of caught up with a lot of good action here, but at the same time, good defense from the Russians, and they're really pushing back now. Need a lot. Need like 60 throwing axemen here, not even exaggerating. And actually, Assem has lost all of his siege weapons. The rock giants are gone, the rams are gone. Oh, so annoying. Heavy juggernauts now in. They get extra range when you get that heavy upgrade, which means that he can disrupt the wood line here. It's just slightly annoying, nothing more than that. And Hell is coming in. Hell is about to come in for Assem. It's gonna be huge. The Nidhogg AoE against all these infantry cluttered together like this. It's gonna be brutal. There's a Chiron. There is Arcus Heroes here, so it's gonna go down rather quickly. But nevertheless, Hell is gonna be good because you can also get champion infantry and start making fire giants potentially. Although they are a shit unit if you ask me. OGNenny now in with a new fortress, securing this gold mine, as well as sort of securing the other one on the right side here. Not quite full infantry anymore, still 11 Peltas and 6 Toxotes, so a bit more of a mixed army from OGNenny. It's good, means he can take care of the throwing axemen in the back. Peltas in particular can really melt the throwing axemen. You can see here, once the Peltas throw their spears, they really melt the throwing axemen. They're greasy now in, looking to get a good ultimate in, or ultimate, what am I talking about? Special attack, R. Get a good R in right here. There's the Nidhogg. OGNenny is just retreating. Chiron is here, he will deal a lot of damage. Lots of archers also. And yeah, the Nidhogg already down to only 1700 HP. Chiron, Ajax is here also. If this was me, I would just take the Nidhogg and I would use the special attack just to get out. Just to retreat. Although, the Nidhogg has actually survived. And yeah, good job from Assem. This fortress will go down as well. No rock giants there. The fire giant is there to deal some siege weapon crush damage. And, ooh, 4 Arcus heroes. If this Nidhogg can stay alive, even just 100 HP Nidhogg, you can sometimes get ridiculous value from like, yeah, 151 HP Nidhogg. If you can sneak it behind your enemy lines, for example, and then hit this wood line, or the trade route, or whatever, that's one of the things I love doing with the Nidhogg. Just manage to stay alive, and then do some sneaky raids in the back of your enemy base. It's so annoying to deal with if you're playing against it. But yeah, the game is super even. The throwing axemen are so strong for Assem here. Nullus is about to hit John Atlas. And Implode in a 2v2 has the potential to obliterate 2 entire armies. I wonder if we're gonna see that. It does seem like every unit is just is pretty much centered around here. So if John Atlas comes in now with an Implode on all these throwing axemen, all these Mamillos, that's gonna be so sick. Oof, what is Assem doing? Needs to get those throwing axemen rolling. But yeah. Dude, it's Assem and Rokrez with the score lead. Actually quite significantly so, even. I never expected this. I don't know how they... Well, they managed it because of the nice siege attacks. There's the implode, where's it used? Right there. From Nullus? What does he hit? What? He's barely hitting anything. A very, very lackluster implode here. If he had gotten that implode 20 seconds earlier, he could have used it on every single military unit from his opponents, but instead he gets like barely anything. Misclick. I don't know, it kind of looked like it. It really didn't do anything, right? Yeah, that was garbage. Rokrez now with the implode. And you will see, oh my god, this one's so much better. So much better. Villagers caught in the crossfire. Lots of army caught, and there's a palace right next to it. What happened here? How did they escape? Is this... Like, the implode was used right next to all of these units, but they just escaped. So, I mean... I guess... both implodes kind of whiffed here. I guess that's good. You hate to lose because one player gets a good Mythicate God power and the other doesn't. So maybe this is more fair. Over here, Assem is being so annoying. Just full infantry army, spamming buildings like this, and you just hate playing against it. You absolutely hate playing. Ooh, there's a Son of Mospel. Got the Granite Blood, got the Rampage, and got, for good measure, some extra Pierce armor on these bad boys. Fire Giants with hats on are quite tanky. 10,050 HP. So, yeah, that's going to be really sick for Assem. How much favor does he have in bank? Only 16, unfortunately, for him. But he did invest into both of the Hell upgrades, which means that he's now set to really start getting a lot of value from these Fire Giants as the game progresses. Damn! Assem and Rokrez takes it. The big comeback. That was such a nice execution of the Frey power spike. Both players losing water, left side and right side. And then Assem just getting 5 portable rams, 5 rock giants, and what seemed to be like a full throwing X-Men army behind it. And then the Contarius follow-up from Rokrez. Was really, really sick execution. And like I said, I love Frey on Anatolia, and I think Assem really proved why. This is such a good pick here. Even with the Tempest kind of whiffing, it seems like Frey was still just able to do Frey things. Ooh, and even setting up docks here now. Yeah, and that's so brutal in the Mythic Age because all the boats are now deleted from OGNenny. Assem would be able to build out maybe just 2, what are they called, Dormant Elvas, and that would be enough to disrupt the entire fish eco. So crazy, crazy game. Really well played to Assem and Rokrez. So we're just gonna have a 2-minute break, and then yeah, it's probably gonna be like 3-4 minutes before the next game is gonna get started. And then we'll be on Mirage for game number 4. I don't even know how Mirage looks in 2v2, but I imagine it must be a quite interesting matchup also. But yeah, and I don't know if you saw, guys, but you're being spammed sometimes in chat with the stream elements message. So if you want to support my channel, you can just go to this link and then download and install the game, and literally that's it, and I'll get $6 for that. So if you do that, you can do that I recommend doing that from your phone. It'll take like 3 minutes. And then I get $6. So that would be really sick if you do that. Hey, thank you, Retro Genesis. Really appreciate it. Cody Dangs, thank you for the resubscription. Hans Lang Sovelet. Yeah, you got that right. Unironically love Franz Lang. I ironically like Franz Lang. Don't think you know him though. I guess if you're German, most Germans probably just knows him. Was that a yodeling mountain giant? I don't think the mountain giant was yodeling. I think the mountain giant was just dancing, enjoying the vibes. Alright, 30 seconds and we can get started on Mirage. Matchup is going to be, what was it? Uranus Tsukuyomi versus Poseidon Shenong. Side legitimately won't let me use it no matter what. Really? That sucks. Thanks for trying though, Hjolpen Gamla. Maybe try using another browser on your phone. I think it's because of the ad block that you're not allowed to. If you have trouble with it. So, welcome back to Mirage. In the top of the map we got OGNenny on Poseidon, and I need to see what the map looks like. Holy! It's like Anatolia, except... So we actually just played Anatolia, but this time around we got both teams spawning on the same side. So this makes the game entirely different than before. Even though the map looks almost the same, at least in terms of water and fish as before, it is entirely different, like I said, because all of this fish, how many are there? Yeah, same as Anatolia. You got 27 fishing spots that are more or less safe and secure. That's crazy. 27 fish. In the 1v1, you get 9. But here you get 27. What is this map? It's Mirage. Yeah, I didn't even know what it looked like for 2v2. I just thought it could be interesting, but yeah, this is going to be super interesting for sure. Nullus playing Shenong on the right side of the map here. And on the other side, we got Rokrez playing as Uranus. This is Uranus icon, don't ask me. And in the bottom, we got Assem on Tsukuyomi. So Tsukuyomi on here, on this map is kind of interesting. We've seen some people going for Tsukuyomi on Anatolia because you can use New Moon on the temple in Heroic Age so that you get all the crazy upgrades for free. That works on myth units, that also works on your water myth unit. But that's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be of any value here, simply because of how safe the water is. But yeah, 27 fishing spots. One thing you can do in a 2v2 like this is you can allow one player to go fast heroic and get both, what are they called? Persane and Salt Amphora. And then they can get like, 20 of the fishing spots, or even all of them. And then the other player just stays classical. I think that would be kind of interesting to experiment with. And the reason why I say this is because those fishing ship upgrades are so ridiculously good. I'm not exactly sure of the numbers. I just know that they're insane. Like Persane is plus 50% gather rate, and then Salt Amphora is plus 50% gather rate on top of that, and you get plus 25 carry capacity. And carry capacity on a map like this with fish this far out, it actually matters a lot. So if you just let one player get all the fishing spots, or even, like I said, even just 20 of them or so, and they get Salt Amphora really quickly, you actually gain a significant advantage over your opponent if they don't do that. So if I was playing on this map in a 2v2, that's the kind of thing I would be looking for. But at the same time, it's also it can be hard once you start playing like this. So I think the safer option is to just do just play standard, I guess. And it is what we're seeing both players do, just sort of splitting the fish between them. So that means 12 to 15 fishing spots for both. What is the score? It's 2-1 for Assem and Rokrez. So they got match point here. Nullus on Shenong. Shenong is such a weird pick here, actually, I think. Shinong, usually I would think of Shinong as like a land map god, because you get access to the prosperous seeds, which doesn't really do much for you on a water map, I think. Whereas on a land map, it really allows you to just forego that farm transition for a long while, because you get to use those farms early on in the game, and you can even spam out like maybe 6 of those for relatively cheap. But on a water map like that, you know, that kind of doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Nevertheless, Shinong is just a solid god. Definitely a top tier god. So he probably works on water too, just as well. And something you can do with Atlantean, I'm actually just thinking about it now with the Rhinos in particular, this could be really strong, is if you place oracles all along the shore here, and you can, they're gonna be so safe. And I can imagine maybe like 7 oracles down here next to the shore. And with Oranos, with that extra line of sight, with that extra favor gathering rate that you're gonna get with Oranos, you can make some crazy shit happen. Maybe go heroic for Satyr spam or something with 7 super safe oracles like that. So all players are classical age now, and when you're playing 1v1 on this map, it's not on the scene that you're gonna go for a 2 TC boom as soon as you hit classical age. In fact, a lot of people will do that in the 1v1. You tend to be able to get a settlement that also secures a gold mine, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. This settlement sucks. This settlement, not even that much better. And that just seems to be the story of all these settlements, actually. I guess this one is kind of good, but it's also just super exposed. Nah, it's not even that good. So, if there's any town center that's good for OGNenny, if you took this one, that would be really sick. Giraffes and gold. And just generally a lot of resources nearby. But yeah, like I said, generally, most settlements here are ass. And that's why we're seeing both teams just staying on 1 TC. Yep. Yep. Literally all 4 players just staying 1 town center. Crazy. I didn't expect that. Obviously, they are probably reacting to the fact that the settlements are so bad. But still, it's a bit surprising to see. Just especially because, like I said, in 1v1, it's so irregular to actually stay 1 TC here. Almost a Kitsune going down, the 9-tail Kitsune, so already now invested into this upgrade, which will allow you to raid better, some small bit of extra speed on your cavalry, and it's also going to make the Kitsune just better for fighting. Ooh, interesting, you use Caladria to heal them back up. Carnivore used on the military academy. I love this from OGNenny. He's playing Poseidon, and he's gone double military academy, double stable. So unorthodox to do that, but given that he's got 15 additional fishing boats here, means that his food economy is just ridiculously good. And with all that food, you gotta ask yourself, what am I gonna do with it? And what he's done with it is pretty much go heroic through Dionysus now. And what then? Do you actually want to use these military academies? Maybe would have been better with just stables, and then you can make prodromos, because they cost a lot of food. Anyways, the question you gotta ask yourself is, what do I do with the extra food income I've got? And definitely one way to answer that is to spend the food on hoplites. So it's a very fast heroic from OGNenny. Has already pre-queued Salt Amphora. I do think if you go for the fast heroic option, this is the upgrade you wanna prioritize. Not Bowsaw, not Shaft Mine. It's Salt Amphora. It's such a ridiculously good upgrade. So, minor mistake here from OGNenny. It's gonna cost him some resources that he's getting these other upgrades first. Like, just imagine, he's got, you know, 11 villagers on wood, 9 on gold. And he's getting upgrades for those that are very much inferior to the one that you can get for 15 fishing boats. So yeah, that's gotta be a mistake. Over here, sick Baihu. We got Nullus with the free Baihu. Or did he actually just go through... could be that he just went through Rule Show, and that's the Baihu that he got here. Nevertheless, really, really sick jump that he found there. And he's got himself the giga annoying halberdiers with that 40% slow, which is more or less impossible to escape from. A lot of them out, actually. Realizing he's against Tsukuyomi and Uranus, who might go for cavalry as well. Realizing that these halberdiers are going to be so much value. Einrajib, thank you so much for the subscription. 8 months. This notification is... I think it needs to be like 10 seconds longer, maybe. Swampland now used, and this is where I say you gotta get out of it. Get your units out of that swampland. You cannot stay inside it. Honestly, the swampland is so low value. There's no units nearby, which means it's so easy for Nullus and Nenny to simply just don't walk into the swampland. I guess you can walk in here because there's no Kappa. Some units has fallen, but really not many. Bronze. This is so crazy. This is so sick. I love what... Wait, does bronze work on all your allies these days too? I think this may have been nerfed so that it only works on your own units. Yeah, your units. It used to work on allies too, but now it's only your units. But even without that, they are able to take down the forward town center for Rokrez, and they're looking strong. I think Nullus and Nenny are looking really, really strong here. Wait, which upgrade was this? Yeah, that's the second part. New Moon now cast from Assem. Haven't seen too much of Assem. He's done some early raids for sure, but then he just lost a ton of the cavalry to the halberdiers from Nullus. With the Shogun, with the New Moon on the armory now though, we are looking at a mighty strong SM army. Lots of samurais added as well. These players are doing a good job with Tsukuyomi, not just spamming mindlessly the horse units. I think that's what I tend to do a lot when I'm playing Tsukuyomi. But in 2v2, I guess really considering what units you're building is a must. Once again, really sick Baihu jump. Null's doing an amazing job microing this unit. Once you do micro it and you get the full effect of it, it's such a good unit. Two town centers in for Assem. Is he the only one with 2 TCs? Yeah, he is. So unorthodox. There's 4 different gods on the map, and the one player who's got a second TC is Tsukuyomi. And I say it's so unorthodox because with Tsukuyomi, you don't actually need like villager economy. You've already got your ridiculously strong army here. You get all these upgrades for free. You get Bushido, you get armory, everything. So like, obviously it's never bad to have a second TC, but yeah, often you don't even need it. Fey Beast being used here, and it's doing a lot of damage. Not many heroes taking care of the Fey Beasts. Also, lightning weapons coming in. Bronze being used as well. Bronze so huge here. Have to respect the bronze. But that's bronze and lightning weapons and Fey Beasts down. So all the firepower being used here by the Russians. And I think Rokrez did a good job getting out of it. I think Assem got caught in the crossfire here for sure. Barely managing to escape with some units here, but they're all really, really low. Shogun is here. He's high HP still. But definitely lots of casualties on this side. Bronze now over. Should be able to maybe defend here again, I think. At least you got to. At some point you got to just say, alright, we're fighting for it now. And that is what Rokrez does, and this Assem has to sort of follow up. And now Rokrez, they're not really on the same page here, it seems. Finally, they're both turning now. The Centaurs from OGNenny are doing a good job just staying safe. But applying a lot of AoE onto all the samurais and the Naginata riders centered in one spot. Ooh, we do see the Shinobi. 4 Shinobi. We rarely see this unit. I mean, we're seeing them, but we're also seeing just the Russian army plowing through this base. Another swampland unit, this time by Assem. But once again, there's no army nearby. And when you do use swampland like this, you can just escape it. Lots of casualties still because it was used in such a good spot. But if you had an army and you blocked off this path over here, the swampland would get even more value. See Nullus here. What is Nullus building? 17,000 swordsmen, halberdiers, so mostly infantry army. Slowly beginning to add in some cavalry as well from the Baule up here. I think both Nullus and OGNenny are looking really strong. These Hibias, by the way, they have Spirited Charge, but they know no Thracian horses. It is pre-queued. This upgrade is so ridiculously good, by the way. Thracian horses, one of the best upgrades in the game. So not having this one up from OGNenny, I think it's a mistake. Only 2 on favor, and he spent all his favor on centaurs rather than getting this ridiculous upgrade. 30% lifesteal for horses. Such a good upgrade. But not in. And it's not going to be in for some time. Honestly, dude, just take all your berry gatherers and put them on temple. I cannot stress enough. If you're playing Poseidon and you're making mostly horses like here, you need to get that upgrade in. Over here, Nullus has spawned himself a Jutua. He's got 3 siege crossbows taking down this TC. Shockwave used over here. Looks like it was a big one. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that this Poseidon army is just so strong. Full melee Greek army. Although there are a lot of dryads, which he'll have a hard time dealing with, maybe. Nah, 3 heroes here. Oof. I was about to say Null's doing a tremendous job here, but I also think... Didn't Assem just take this fight? Looked like a good army. The 7 samurais, 4 shinobi. And these units are so deceptively strong because they don't look like much. They're not very big, but they're very expensive and quite good when they do reach their targets anyways. Yeah, that's what I mean. Null's got to be really careful for this Tsukuyomi army. Fully armored and with Bushido tier 3 in. So dangerous for Nullus because he's got 4 siege crossbows, 300 resources each, and they're very, very slow to escape. Super close game here on Mirage. Like I said, both players actually, both teams are just allowed to fish to their liking. Nothing going on the fishing spots at all. What was that? A lot of fire archers made here from Nullus. He took down all the samurais with those fire archers. And now Assem is stuck with mostly horse archers. And that's the Inferno coming in from Nullus. See the damage here. Stopping the TC from being built, dealing a lot of damage to the castle, and doing so much damage to the horse archers too. Holy! Strong Inferno. When you go up through Jurong, as Nullus has done here, that also gives you access to, most importantly I think, it's this upgrade here, Slash and Burn, which makes farms almost free, and plus 15% gather rate. Of course, with 15 fishing boats, it's not as needed as it would be otherwise, but generally speaking, with China, you want to make Tiger Cab in the Mythic Age, and with 15 fishing boats, that's not going to be nearly enough food income, so get that upgrade, start spamming out farms, I think. Oof. But Nullus looks like he's really pulled ahead here. 6,000 score ahead of Assem. And generally, Tsukuyomi just has a high score. So, Tsukuyomi being down 6,000 points, he is going up through Okuninushi. It's going to be huge. He's going to be able to get, unfortunately for him, only 62 favor. I was going to say potentially 2 new moons, but it's just going to be 1. for now. But a new moon, new swampland, new shogun. Potential for the comeback here. Needs to pump out so many more units though. Still insisting on those shinobi, that's interesting. 2 shinobis in here. He is against so many archers, so in that way it makes sense. Nullus with the Jutue up here for good measure. I guess realizing, that's actually interesting what Nullus did here. You look at Rokrez's army. It's pure melee. There's no archers at all, so this Jutue can just run around to its as it pleases. There's nothing stopping it. It could go over to this gold mine and just completely stop this operation. Now, Okuninushi is in. A new swampland, a new moon. There's no daimyo, is there? No, there is. There's a daimyo. Just gotta use the shogun. Where's the daimyo? Oh, I think it's dead. Right here. Use the shogun! Use the damn shogun. Well, it's not even needed. Bit of a comeback here from Assem. That swampland was ridiculous. Like I say, when you see the swampland, you gotta get out of that thing. Oh my god, and he's gonna stop the settlement from being built as well. Dude, is it the comeback? New lightning weapons coming in, shockwave used as the lightning weapons comes in. That's huge. Bit of a counter there, but now all those halberdiers are on top of the horse archers in the back and they just melt them. Absolutely melting. Shogun is still here. No real counter to that thing, but so many units for Nullus. Super tight game here. I thought for a second Assem had made the big comeback, but then I think he may have overestimated his army value there. Underestimating the halberdiers. Nullus and Nenny takes it. 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Nullus already now making a trade route. He was going to be so big this game, as was Nenny. Really beginning to win his on this side as well. So that gives us match point for both teams now. 5th and final game is going to be on Tundra. See what gods these two teams are gonna go for. On Tundra, probably gonna beat Fushi, who's I think double China from Assem Rokrez. Could be really brutal. Maybe even like Fushi Shinong, and then you have double Chiyao. Double lightning weapons could be so hard to play against. But Nullus, Nenny, there's Kronos available. Amaterasu, Kronos, Isis, Amaterasu, all really strong gods. Ra, maybe Ra for Nenny because he's such a good Egyptian player, could be a thing. Chronos not that good in team games. Isis is away. I think Chronos has potential in team games just because the rush, the threat of the rush means a lot. And there's no Sentinel, there's no Ghoulin Bursty to stop it. I think I can see Chronos being really good, also in team games. So it's gonna be Poseidon Nuwa versus Isis and Ra. Isis Ra versus Poseidon and Nuwa. Ah, dude, I was all wrong. I said Fushi Shenong and they go for the other two. And then Isis and Ra. Isis Ra should be interesting to see. Like 2 Egyptians on Tundra versus Poseidon Nuwa. Poseidon Nuwa. Dude, I think Ra versus Poseidon Nuwa should be a good matchup, to be honest. The camels will have so much value. Chronic, what's up? You think they'll nerf Isis? I don't know. Isis has always been very strong and never really received many nerfs. So, hard to say. Well, she did that. The crazy thing about Isis is she has actually been nerfed. But she's also got some weird buffs every once in a while. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to expect. Awun versus R. Is this COD1 soundtrack? No. Not at all. I never played first-person shooter games. It's from this video game. Should be able to come into the game soon now. Guess we're just waiting for Assem right now. When is the new Greek god coming out? I think it's February 10th. It should be February 10th. Team game mini tournament? More like a show match, Andraklas. More like a show match. He's Peggy but Russian, straight and has the hidden dark side, yeah. Yeah, that's Nullus, alright. He can put that on his resume. Alright, 30 seconds and you can get the 5th and final game of this series going on. $100 for the victors. So everything on the line here. Poseidon, Nuwa versus Ra Isis on Tundra. Should be a banger. Alright, welcome to Tundra. Spawning in the bottom left of the map, it's OGNenny on Ra. And what is this interesting build? I guess he's just getting the wood for, getting the wood for the pickaxe already. And then getting the granary. Oh, there's the monument. Guess you can do all kinds of starts with Ra. This one, I guess, makes sense. You just use your priest early for that. Anyways, spawning in the top left of the map, it's Nullus. And he's doing the sweaty pharaoh back and forth between the monument and the granary. I love doing this recently too. I used to think it was just useless and too much, but with Isis you get plus 100% favor rate when you do this with the pharaoh. It goes from 0.75 to 0.15. So when you can do this, just back and forth with the pharaoh, ensure that your villagers drop off at the same time, it's so well worth it. And will be interesting to see if he gets anything out of it. If he goes for double and you bite early or whatever he's going to do. In the bottom right of the map, we've got Rokrez on Nuwa. Is there anything to say about Nuwa? Very little to say about Nuwa early on, because generally you tend to just put your Kuafu on wood and gold, and then you get a lot of food, because you need that food for your Kuafu chieftain upgrade. One thing to look for maybe with Nuwa is how early he goes to the temple. Like right now, potentially could just be making the temple for that extra favor generation early on, which is what we're gonna see. So that's nice. And then finally, in the upper right of the map, we got Assem playing as Poseidon. And Poseidon versus double Egyptian. I think you gotta put on the pressure really early on with those horses. Try to get the pressure with the Atalanta, the early Hippias, and the Centaur, obviously. Because if you just sit around and do nothing, I worry that the double Egyptian with the easy access to camels is just going to shut down everything that Poseidon is good at. However, if you attack early, if you put the Egyptians under pressure, like a forward gold mine here, I think there is definitely potential to still utilize that horse business you're so good at. We'll see what Assem does. No economic upgrades yet. We do see Pegasus Rush, for example, going for often double both hand axe and pickaxe, but it's not what we're doing here. We're going for a 346 advance. Not the fastest in the world, but not the slowest either. Hey Dagon, welcome! Welcome Fishmen to the stream. We're watching Assem, Rokrez versus Nullus, OGNenny in a 2v2 $100 show match here. We are coming, you're arriving at a perfect time. This is the 5th and final game. And it's Tundra, Isis Ra versus Poseidon Nuwa. It's going to be a banger. I think for now, all eyes is going to be on Poseidon. See what kind of damage you can deal with the early advance here. And other than that, probably going to be a 2 TC boom from Rokrez with the Nuwa. Maybe even a back one. Why not? There's Hunt, there's Gold. You don't need to go forward just yet. But oh yeah. Where's the Theseus? Ooh, Theseus went for a relic. If that Theseus had been up here during the prosperity, maybe hard to get in, but actually no. Could have stopped these villagers during the prosperity. Thank you, Dagon. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for the greeting. That's the Centaur going in. That's the stable coming up. This Theseus. What was the relic anyways? Mythian. Okay, the Tale of Cerberus is amazing. It works on the Centaur, so minus 25% recharge on the Centaur special attack is sick. I wonder why he's not hitting the gold mine though. Ah, no. I guess maybe because there's priests? But still, no, you should have done that. Whatever. Assem with a bit of a slow start here after all. I think if he had just been a bit more on top of his game, he could have applied a lot of pressure on this forward goal, but not meant to be. Rokrez now going for that second town center, not utilizing the creation god power. I wonder why. Generally speaking, I think most new WoW players these days are going to use it in classical age anyways, and especially for just building that town center a little bit faster, it just seems so good. I really hope it's not just because he's forgot it, because it's so nice. You get it like 15 seconds earlier, and then on top of that you get to, you know, build a silo and get a bit of food afterwards with them. It's very, very neat to do. Tiongchi getting some nice scouting on this back town center and applying a bit of pressure as well. But what is Assem doing? Such a slow start. 2 Hippias and just the 2 heroes, the Centaur. Nothing more than that. He does have pickaxe now, which is a really good upgrade when you're playing Poseidon, because you do need all the gold you can get. And over here, a bit of a weird one from Rokrez, going forward with his peasants, building the back town center like this, and then going forward for a hunt. So risky, and I would say needlessly risky. And he does return back, like there's no reason to do this. You got Hunt right here, you got Hunt right here, even Hunt up here. Like, who cares about this spot? No point in contesting that. See, Nullus on Isis, haven't really been looking at him other than from the perspective of Assem. But what he's done is he's got himself 7 spearmen and 4 priests, which is perfect for shutting down the early aggression from the Poseidon player. And now he needs to figure out, Does he stay classical, just keep pumping out units like this? Or is he going to utilize this army to maybe ensure easy takings of this town center? So far, it seems like he's just spamming units. Although he does have a lot of gold, so he could definitely go for a second TC now, if he wanted to. Love how he built a silo and just abandoned it. I think he saw the obelisk there, and then realized, actually, what the hell am I doing? I need to just get back. So definitely a blunder from Rokrez. But at least he made the right call in the end, right? Ooh, up here. 2 big kills from Nullus onto 2 Hibias from Assem. It's so bad as Poseidon losing those early Hibias, because with Poseidon you get access to the Lord of Horses upgrade here, which regenerates HP. So losing horses is really, really bad. But if you lose HP on horses, it's not as bad at all, because you can just regenerate it. Over here, yeah, so both Egyptian players is actually just spamming a lot of spearmen in particular in Classical Age, a lot of slingers in the back here for OGNenny as well. Yeah, one town center spamming Classical Age units, interesting. And so we've kind of seen this before, haven't we? It's Nenny and Nullus sticking to one town center, doing a lot of damage right here. But then opponents, Assem and Rokrez, going 2 town centers both. We saw that on the Oasis game, where Assem and Rokrez definitely came out on top. But I think already now we've seen so much damage dealt. So much damage dealt. Rokrez is sitting on how many vills? 37. Which is a lot. 10 more than, for example, Nullus. So it's a lot. But still, a lot of damage dealt by the spearmen and the rest of the Egyptian Classical Age army here. Yeah, the Russians could go for a second TC now. I think that would be the right call. That's the mistake they made on Oasis, I think, is that they committed way too heavily on the 1 TC play. And especially with Egyptians, you don't have the... Yeah, there's the second TC from Nullus. Because with Egyptians, you don't have the option like you do with Zeus to go Underworld Passage and Hoplites for good siege options. You don't really have that with the Egyptians unless you go Heroic and then get Siege House and so on. So yeah, I do think that's the right call from Nullus. I think OGNenny needs to get in on it too. Struggling on the gold department, unfortunately for him, really going all in on the Classical Age units. Taking down towers too now, and obviously sacrificing units in the process. There's a huge all-in from OGNenny. Huge all-in. And I don't think it's a wise decision, really. Because you look at all the resources available to Assem in the back. Hunt, gold, hunt, hunt, gold, gold. Wow, so many resources available. And what do you do with an Egyptian army that consists of spearmen and slingers? You can win fights, yeah, but Assem can just say, I don't want to fight you, and then what? All in versus fortified towers? Yeah, exactly. It's so all in. It's so all in from OGNenny. And Nullus is helping. I think Nullus is sort of being dragged into this all-in. I don't think Nullus wants to do the all-in here. Although maybe... Dude, if this is gonna... Oh, there's a... Rokrez Earthwall needs to take care of this before it starts spawning. 75... This is the second Earthwall, by the way, so it's 75 favorite cost for Rokrez to do this. And look, once the Egyptian army turns on it, it takes like 20 seconds before these earth walls are fully built. While they're not fully built, they take so much damage. And this earth wall hasn't done much. It saved some time for Rokrez, or for Assem, yeah. But other than that, it's a very low earth wall. Really, really low value earth wall. The Baihu now in for Rokrez, that's gonna be huge. We already saw in, what was the last game or the one before, Baihu getting a lot of value on the small frontline units such as the spearmen. And I think maybe what Nullus and OGNenny was hoping for was trying to siege down the TC with spearmen, but no, that's never gonna happen. Rokrez very wise with the Rusho here. Often with Nua, you want to go for Gomang, but I think Rusio is amazing. Not only do you get the Baihu, which can take down Spearmen very, very easily, but you also get the Fey Beasts, which is, if that's used over here against the Slinger army or Spearman army up front, it's gonna deal a lot of damage. One issue for Rokrez, I think, is he's only got 6 Kwafu. 5 Kwafu and 1 Chieftain. Could definitely have a lot more than that. But that said, 56 villagers versus like 44 and 40. Dude, even only 44, 45 for Nullus. The Egyptians are way behind. So it actually doesn't matter for Rokrez that he spent 75 favor on the Earth Wall. Seems like a bit of a waste, but all said and done, it kind of did give him a little breathing space, and now he's just got his ridiculously high villager advantage. If we go to this page here, we can see 111 versus 90. So well in the favor of Assem and Rokrez. Heavy Dao Swordsman. No Rusio upgrades in yet though. There's the Fey Beast I was talking about. Look at the damage here. The Fey Beasts versus the Rex units. So strong. And lots of chaos actually occurring here. Baihu dealing a lot of damage. This unit is so good. Even taking down the priest. Why not? Can take down the Anubite now. Just need to target it. The Anubite has a triple multiplier versus Myth unit, so need to get rid of that thing first and foremost. But obviously Rokrez is busy with other stuff right now. So Serpents being used somewhere, I'm not even sure where. Bruh. What is this army? So Rokrez's army is 34 Dao Swordsmen and 3 Javelineers. And he doesn't have the... And he still doesn't have the Rusio upgrades. He's getting them now, though. Gilded Shield's about to come in. Divine Judgment, also very important. +1 divine damage and extra damage versus Myth units. But Gilded Shields in particular is really sick. Minus 20% vulnerability versus Pierce. It's a huge upgrade for these units. And Assem now with a lot of centaurs, also a sick unit. Dude, when you're against an army, like 2 armies consisting of this many spearmen as a front line, if you can get centaurs continually throwing their special attack against the small spearmen here, that's gonna be so good. Just see it here. The damage is absolutely overwhelming. There's a Sekhmet coming in for OGNenny. Sekhmet means that if we go to OGNenny, what does he have? 36 slingers! Means that those slingers can get the Slings of the Sun upgrade, which is going to give them a 1.75 multiplier versus these Dao Swordsmen. It's going to help out a ton. I don't know if it's enough though, because the Gilded Shields, I actually don't know who comes out on top. But I imagine Slingers should be good, to be quite honest. It's Nullus with the Ancestors. Simply used to just sort of fend off that skirmish. Wait for a better day. Maybe wait for the Slings of the Sun upgrade to come in before you really engage into a fight. Seems like he doesn't have it yet, does he? No. We do see the Electrum Bullets, but no Slings of the Sun, not even pre-queued. So, bit of a blunder from OGNenny. It is... Yeah, it is. It is OGNenny with the segment, with the Scarab. It's like the most important thing he can get is that upgrade, but he's not doing it. Rokrez seems to be the guy to look for this game. Seems like he's pulling ahead with his 79 villager population right now, and his army consisting of only these super strong Dao Swordsmen. We do see Divine Judgment just about to kick in. Gong Gong also being researched now. That means Great Flood coming in. It means Tiger Cavalry upgrade. I don't know. Maybe Tiger Cavalry Dao Swordsman is a decent enough unit composition you can go for with Nuwa. Over here, good raid with the medium Hibius. Obviously only medium Hibius because, well, he does have Dionysus available. He's got all the upgrades except for a heavy cavalry. Forcing out the defensive shifting sand is huge. He does lose some Hibius in the process, but nah, that's really, really good. It's a great job from Assem. All of these slow Egyptian Rex units are now shifted back just to defend against that raid. OGNenny shouldn't be happy about that. How many units does he have though? Crazy numbers. 15 axemen, 25 spearmen, 36 slingers. He's got so many units. And full population. 3 town centers now, one of them being a citadel. You can get the fortified TC for the, what is it, plus 45? Or is it plus 60 additional population? Probably, yeah, plus 60 additional population. Should be very good for him. He needs to use... I don't know, is it just me, but I see OGNenny with this many units and I'm thinking you gotta use them. The more you just wait around, the less good they're gonna be, I fear. Because Centaurs is gonna kill them. Like mid to late game stuff is gonna kill them. We know the Great Flood is coming in. Imagine a Great Flood right here. Bruh. Actually what Nullus needs to do is he needs to get a forward monument and empower it with Isis. Already now. Dude, Great Flood. Nah, it's gonna be so brutal. I can't look. I can't... No, I can't watch. Double Baule, Town Center, so many archers. OGNenny. It's down to... Well, he's still got some units remaining, but he's losing so many to that Great Flood. Nah, they're all dead, almost. What an amazing Great Flood in from Rokrez here. And this is exactly what I was fearing. When you have these small Rex units, you gotta utilize them. Or you just lose. You just lose them all to AoE myth units or AoE god powers. And OGNenny is just out of it now. What's OGNenny gonna do? He's gonna make a transition into Migdal units now. He's got 0 value out of all those Rex units. Absolutely nothing. Got 2 scarabs and an elephant, a Wadget. There's like something here, but it's just not enough, I think. Nullus, meanwhile, he's got chariot archers, axemen, spearmen. I just don't think these units cut it. They're not good enough. Poseidon, heavy Hibius with all the upgrades to their name. We've got the Chinese Mythic Age army and the Russians are tabbing out. Well played to Assem and Rokrez. They take it 3-2. Let me just update the scoreboard real quick. What an amazing series. Really, really well played from Rokrez in particular in the last one here. Managing to defend against the super all-in from OGNenny in particular. And really punishing with the Fey Beasts, the Dao Swordsman, and in the end the Great Flood on top of 2 Baules, as we saw over here. So brutal. And Assem just slowly getting to the point where Poseidon is so strong with the fully upgraded Hibius and the Centaurs in the back with that Tail of Cerberus. Amazing call. Getting that Tail of Cerberus and then getting the Centaurs against the full Egyptian Classical Age army, it's just so strong. So that's final 3-2 for Assem Rokrez. Thanks so much to both Nullus and Nenny for playing, as well as, of course, Assem and Rokrez. And also shout out to Lord Crusher for, what is it called, throwing money at this show match. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope everyone enjoyed it. I know I did. Thanks, Neymar. With the draft work, basically, this is the first 2v2 show match I've ever done. So I'm not even sure what the proper way of doing it is, but it was basically just 2 separate best of 5 drafts. And then they can't pick the same gods in the same matchup, so no double Kronos or any shenanigans like that. I think we can get a quick game in before we end the stream here. Is it a ranked one time? It is. It is Arnoyo. It's Loki time. This is Matador.
Jag vill satt. Samsikt. Jag vill satt. Jag vill.
Kind of hoping for an easier matchup than versus Matador, but whatever. Yeah, very strong game.
Ja. Jag vill samsikt.
Ja, satt.
Skipsa, tempersveit.
Skipan. Satt. Tillbúin. Samsikt.
Okay, this fish here.
Jag vill.
Gonna build a dock right there, probably.
Satt. Samsikt. Jag vill. Satt. Tillbúin. Samsikt. Jag vill. Samsikt. Ja. Satt. Samsikt. Jag vill. Satt. Satt. Skipan. Jag vill. Satt. Samsikt. Till jag vill. Satt. Samsikt.
Found so many fish already. It's perfect. Now I know where to go.
Skipan. Jag vill.
Hver þar?
Ja. Satt. Samsikt. Skipan.
Tilbúin?
Tillbúin. Skipan. Jag vill. Ja. Satt. Jag vill.
Come on, dwarfs.
Skipan. Samsikt.
Hver er þar?
Skip.
Tilbúin. Satt. Ég vil. Já. Samþykkt. Skip. Satt. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Ooh, I can get a dock up there as well. Should probably do that.
Já.
Berserk can build that.
Hver er það?
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Skip hann. Maður. Samþykkt. Hver er það?
Hver er þar? Skipan?
Satt. Timbursveit. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Skipan. Satt.
Satt. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt. Ég vil.
Getting a very strong eco here, but a bit slow with military and so on.
Skip samþykkt. Já.
Oops.
Ég vil. Já. Til samþykkt. Ég vil. Til atrás. Timbursveit. Já. 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 Ég já. Hver er þar? Tilbúin. Já. Ég vil. Skip.
Skipan vil. Satt.
Samþykkt. Já.
I'm gonna need survival equipment.
Samþykkt. Já.
These kids are very annoying.
Já. Ég vil timbursveit.
Sjá, satt. Grjótsveit.
Timbursveit.
Satt. Já.
Tilbúin. Skip hann.
Ég vil. Satt. Hver er samþykkt? Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já. Já. Til. Satt.
Já. Til. Ég samþykkt.
Atrás. Timbursveit. Já. Satt. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Satt. Já. 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 Ég vil. Skipan. Skipan. Satt. Samþykkt.
I think we can just spam units. My eco should be so good. I don't know if his is similar. I'd be surprised.
Samþykkt. Skip. Samþykkt. Hver er já? Ég vil. Já. Satt. Ég satt. Já. Samþykkt. Satt. Ég já. Satt. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Já. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Satt. Samþykkt.
Skipan. Satt.
Probably a good idea to go heroic, to be honest.
Ég vil. Já. Til. Ég vil. Já. Já. Já.
Maybe.
Ég atrás. Já. Samþykkt. Ég til. Já. 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 Til orðsla. Já. 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 Samþykkt. Já. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin.
Satt. Til. Já.
Definitely need more more gold.
Skip. Ég vil
Hver er
grjótsveit.
það? Ég vil grjótsveit.
Skip. Já. Satt. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Átrás.
Tilbúin.
Hver er þar?
Oh my god, these kitsune!
Skipan? Satt. Timbursveit.
Get them off of me.
Satt. Já.
Tilbúin.
Yari Spearman.
Já. Ég vil.
Actually, almost only Yari Spearman here.
Ég vil. Hver satt? Já. Samþykkt. Já. Skip tilbúið. Satt. Ég vil.
Hver er þar?
Til satt. Já.
Hver er atrás? Atrás. Atrás. Grjótsveit.
Lost two.
Já. Já. Samþykkt.
Wills to the Stupid foxes.
Hver þar?
Já, samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Já, samþykkt. Skipan. Satt. Já, samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Já, satt. Ég vil.
Já, samþykkt. Tilbúin. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Já, já.
Forgot I don't have safeguard up just yet.
Já. Já, samþykkt. Satt.
Já, ég vil.
Hver þar? Já, satt. Grjótsveinn. Skipan. Ég timbursveinn.
What is he making? Spearman. You just Spearman and Bushi.
Já. Hver ég vil.
Maybe
Já,
Goldie.
satt.
Honestly, not a bad call.
Satt. Hver samþykkt? Ég vil.
I wish Goldie were a slightly better unit.
Já, hver, já, satt. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Skipan.
Til satt.
Já, timbursveinn.
Skip. Ég vil. Timbursveit.
Skip. Já, ég, já. Satt.
Fusion? Damn.
Samþykkt. Hver þar? Skipan. Til satt. Já. Ég vil. Já, samþykkt. Ég satt. Ég vil.
Til samsatt.
Samþykkt. Tilbúin. Já.
Ég samþykkt. Átrás.
Samþykkt.
Hver þar? Ég vil. Satt. Timbursveit.
Já.
Orsachas and shit.
Ég vil. Já.
Skipan. Satt. Timbursveinn.
I'm getting so many good upgrades in. Plus I have Reeks Thula.
Skip. Hver þar?
Didn't feel too worried about my situation, I think.
Já.
Ég samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Hver þar? Ég vil. Satt. Já.
Oh my god.
Tilbúin.
Til samþykkt.
Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Ég satt.
Hver þar? Ég vil. Satt. Ég vil. Satt. Timbursveit.
Hver þar? Skipan. Já. Til já.
Should have got a town center sooner because I have safeguard. Bit of a waste not to do that.
Tilbúin. Já, samþykkt.
Oh no, I lost that. Wondering how it would go.
Skip. Já, tilbúin. Já, samþykkt. Já, já, ég samþykkt. Skip. Já, ég samþykkt. Já, sækið fram. Tilbúin. Já.
Hver þar?
Já, tilbúin. Já. Já, tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já, ég, já, já.
Já. Samþykkt. Já. Að til orustuslag.
Já, ég samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Ég já. Samþykkt.
Til, já.
Hver ég já.
Já, ég samþykkt. Sækið ég vil.
Satt.
Já, ég vil. Tilbúin. Já, ég vil.
Satt. Já.
Já, ég samþykkt. Til orustuslag. Samþykkt ég vil.
Aðráð. Hver þar? Skip til ég vil.
Tilbúin. Já, skipan. Já, samþykkt.
Ah,
Já,
what?
Já, samþykkt. Já,
Just sending units to their death.
Já. Ég samþykkt. Hver já.
já, já.
Til satt. Skip.
Actually, Fusion is smart from him because he's gonna
Átrás.
throw my units away when I use flaming weapons.
Ég timbursveinn.
Já. Já. Til satt. Ég vil. Hver þar?
Oh man, what the fuck, I'll just use it now.
Til samþykkt. Ég vil. Til, já. Ég samþykkt.
Nah, I lose. Stupid. GG. Can't beat Susano here. think maybe I should have went mythic or something. Just question mark, question mark. What do I do, man? I use flaming weapons and I just lose. He's Bushido tier 3. Can't do it. Like, none of my I just don't know what units to make against this. He's making a mix of units, and I don't know what units to queue. Yeah, the answer is Heimdall Rush. I think so too. Like once it gets to this stage, I don't even produce shit because I know that nothing works. He's got archers, he's got Oni, spearmen. Like even just spearmen means that cavalry is completely useless. And then what do I do? Like Huskarls maybe? Yeah, more spam. But then he's got the Oni, so you can even take down my hill forts and shit. But I don't know. Berserks. He's got so many archers. Berserks are just gonna die instantly. I think maybe if I went Njord and I went for Jarls with that upgrade, plus throwing X-Men in the back, it's just not good. Yeah. Jarls, Hoskal, throwing X-Men, maybe that would have been better. I think resource-wise, was winning so hard. Look at that. But my units are just so trash. Ah. What's this virgin crybaby mentality? You didn't even try. I tried. I mean, at this stage, when he kills all my army while I use flaming weapons, it's over.
Skipan.
Jeg vil psychic sa. Jeg psychic fra sa. Yo! Si something. Atras! This jeg psychic fra
Ja, samþykkt.
sa. Jeg something. Yo! Jeg vil sa. Jeg something.
Is Loki the best Norse? I think Thor is currently.
Something. Jeg vil psychic fra sa. Atras! Til jeg vil sa. Something.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin.
Ah, should have been a dwarf, but whatever.
Já, ég sa. Something. Jeg vil something.
Hver þar? Já.
Skipan something. Jeg vil something. Tilbúin. Skipan sa.
Já.
Já, ég vil. Sa. Skipan something. Jeg vil.
Alright, let's hope we're lucky with the gold mine. Actually, I don't even have time to scout it. We'll just build over by the hunt. I guess that's fine.
Já, ég vil. Something.
Hver þar?
Skipan. Tilbúin.
Skipan.
Didn't get enough gold.
Hver það sá ég vil?
Já.
Tilbúin? Skrjótsveit.
Skip, hver er það? Satt.
Tilbúin. Ég satt. Skipan samþykkt.
Oh, he's here.
Já.
I didn't read the map correctly.
Ég vil satt. Ég vil.
That was fine.
Já, samþykkt.
Já, satt. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt. Ég vil samþykkt.
Built on the wrong side, unfortunately.
Tilbúin, ég vil.
Til ég satt.
Já,
Samþykkt ég vil.
Ég vil.
satt.
Til ég. Já, satt.
Hver er já til orustu slag? Tilbúin. Já, atra samþykkt til orustu slag.
Skipan. Rás.
Til ég vil.
Já.
Já, ég vil.
Samþykkt. Já, ég vil. Grjótsveit. Tilbúin. Já.
Huge Iron Harry raid.
Ég vil. Já. Ég samþykkt.
Ég vil. Til satt. Satt. Ég vil.
Já, sækið fram.
Já, ég vil. Já.
Timbursveit.
Skipan.
Samþykkt.
Já, satt. Sækið fram. Tilbúin.
Já.
Til samþykkt.
Dude.
Já,
Ég vil.
Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Já. Rás.
Skipa. Já, satt.
já.
Já.
Til
Já.
Atrá, satt, ég vil.
Oh, he doesn't even get the...
Orustu slag, til ég samþykkt. Já, satt.
What is his build order? He's advancing so late.
Já, samþykkt.
Oh, he's spamming Mikos, that's why.
Atrá.
Lol. Nah, what is that?
Já, ég vil. Til orustu slag. Hver er það? Já, satt. Já. Til samþykkt, ég vil. Hver er það? Satt. Skip, já, samþykkt. Atrás. Já, ég vil. Til samþykkt, já, ég vil. Til já, satt. Til
Já,
orustu
ég vil.
slag.
Skip, satt. Til samþykkt.
Hver er þar? Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já. Satt. Atrás. Já, ég vil. Satt. Já.
Já, ég vil.
Já, fyrir samþykkt. Já, ég vil. Já, ég vil. Tilbúin. Satt. Til orustu slag. Tilbúin. Já. Hver er þar? Já. Tilbúin. Skip. Já. Satrás.
I think we can kill this Miko.
Já. Til já, satt. Ég vil. Hver? Já. Til orustu slag. Skipa. Hver er? Já. Skip. Tilbúin. Já, ég vil. Satt. Til orustu slag. Samþykkt. Tilbúin.
Hver satt? Veiðimaður.
Já. Atrás. Ég samþykkt. Já. Hver er satt? Samþykkt. Skipa. Já. Tilbúin. Já. Til já. Atrás.
Já.
Hver samþykkt? Skipan? Satt.
skipan.
Hver er þar? Ég já. Samþykkt. Til orustu slag.
Já, satt. Hver er það?
Já. Ég vil.
Átrás. Timbursveit.
Já. Grjótsveit.
Til satt. Ég samþykkt. Hver satt? Já. Ég vil. Satt. Satt. Ég vil. Til atrás. Já. Satt. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt. Já. Til já. Ég vil. Hver það? Satt. Já. Satt.
Já, ég grjótsveit.
Já. Til ég vil. Atrás. Skip samt já. Satt. Til orustuslag. Samþykkt. Atrás. Já. Ég satt. Já. Já. Til satt. Já. Ég satt. Samþykkt. Já. Skip fyrir satt.
Ég vil.
Ég já. Satt. Samþykkt.
Já,
Tilbú samþykkt.
Oh, no.
Já. Samþykkt. Til já. Ég vil.
Ég vil.
tilbúin samt timbursveit. Skipan,
Skip satt. Já.
hver ég vil.
Samþykkt. Tilbúin. Já. Satt. Atrás. Ég já. Satt. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Til já. Atrás.
Já. Til orustuslag.
Til orustuslag. Ég satt. Samþykkt. Já.
Get this guy. Come on.
Já. Sækið fram.
Já. Ég vil. Já. Satt. Hver ég samþykkt.
How many units do I lose there?
Ég satt.
Já. Ég vil. Já. Já.
Já. Til
Skip.
ég
Til ég. Já. Samþykkt.
satt. Fyrir samþykkt. Já.
Ég samþykkt.
Skipan. Já. Veiðimaður.
Já. Tilbúin. Satt. Ég vil.
Ég samþykkt.
Skip samþykkt.
Grjótsveit. Tilbú. Ég vil. Já. Fjósamaður.
I have a feeling I'm gonna lose this, even with that start.
Til samþykkt.
Ég vil.
Satt. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt. Skipan. Satt. Ég samþykkt. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Ég. Já. Samþykkt.
Fyrir það. Til orðið. Já. Atrás. Já. Samþykkt. Satt. Samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Já. Satt. Já. Til samþykkt.
Já. Ég vil. Atrás. Já. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Ég satt.
Samþykkt.
Tilbúin,
Satt. Já.
já, samþykkt. Satt, grjótsveit.
Já. Samþykkt. Til orustuslag.
Já. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Sækið fram. Já.
Satt.
Til ég vil.
Tilbúin, ádrás.
Fyrir það. Skipan. Já. Til já. Skipan. Já. Fyrir já. Satt. Skipan. Tilbúin. Já. Atrás. Fyrir það. Skipan.
Já.
This sucks. These archers, I can't counter archers as Norse.
Til já.
Samþykkt.
Ég já. Satt.
Já. Ég vil.
Já, ég samþykkt. Til grjótsveit.
Tilbúin. Já.
GG. Come on. Look at this. He doesn't lose a unit. Yeah, I battered him early for sure. I killed 2 villagers, killed Mikos. But it doesn't matter because he just builds archers and I don't have it. None of my units can counter archers, so once he gets enough of those, I lose the game. Like, all I can hope for is he's got a super bad gold mine, then I can win. But without it, nope. The Norse must dive Japan in base to win. If I don't, he's gonna build even more archers, and I still can't beat those units. So, yeah. No more Norse. Let's go Hades. Someone asked for Hades. Hey, Tribe of Mythology. Nice to see you here. Yeah, maybe I should have just built the temple in the back. So that I don't have to go all in like that.
Πρόσταγμα. Τεκ μεταλλές.
Βούλομαι. Πόρο. Ορφάνι.
But I mean, the issue persists. The issue remains the same. I don't have a unit that counters archers, and he's gonna make probably one Udos, archers, spearmen. I still don't have a counter to it, you know? So if I'm building two... Hello! If I'm building two town centers, he can just counter that with one Udo and archers.
Έτοιμοι. Βούλομαι. Με
Oops.
μεταλλές.
Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Εισβολή. Ορθάνι. Πόρο. Λέγε. Ορθός. Παν. Βούλομαι. Ορθός. Ισμάχιν. Χετπάνι.
Ναι, μάλιστα. Τέκτον.
Προς τα καλός. Ορθός.
Y'alls are good. They're fine. They're not great.
Πρόσταγμα.
Alright.
Λέγε.
Should have shared storehouse here.
Βρυτόμ.
Oopsie.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Ορθός. Πάνι. Βούλομαι.
Y'alls are just tanky. That's like the one thing they've got.
Βούλομαι. Ορθός.
They're just tanky. Not much else.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι. Έτοιμος. Πάνι. Λέγε. Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Πάνι. Εισβολή. Ορθός. Βούλομαι.
Έτοιμοι.
Πρόσταγμα. Πάνι. Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Πάνι. Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Πάνι. Βούλομαι.
I feel like I see this relic every game. Wall regeneration rate.
Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμος. Ορθός.
Πρόσεχε.
I'm gonna be chasing Kitsune this game
Λέγε. Πάνι. Βούλομαι.
for a long while.
Έτοιμοι.
Έτοιμος. Βούλομαι. Πάνι. Ορθός. Βούλομαι.
Unless I just go maybe like fast heroic. Is that an
Βούλομαι. Πάνι.
option? Get Chiron out.
Βρυτόμος.
Did I do the wrong build? Kind of feel like it. Since I have so little wood here.
Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα. Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Πάνι. Βούλομαι. Ισμάχιν. Ορθός. Πάνι.
What? I completely did the wrong build.
Λέγε.
Έτοιμοι. Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσεχε. Πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμος.
Πρόσεχε. Το θηρευτή.
Maybe not. Not sure.
Λέγε.
Έστω.
Μάλιστα.
Λέγε.
Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Έστω.
Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι. Μεταλλές.
Έτοιμος.
Φανή. Ναι. Μάλιστα.
Λέγε. Βούλομαι.
Βούλομαι. Έστω.
I don't want him to have Pandora's box, so I'll grab it.
Έτοιμος. Ορθός. Πάνι. Ορφάνη, βούλομαι, πάνι. Ορθός.
Λέγε, βούλομαι. Ναι. Έστω.
Έτοιμος.
Πρόσεχε.
Έστω, ναι.
Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι.
Λέγε, πρόσταγμα.
Bit late to send my vills on this town center. What's Hades' game plan versus Thor? Thor seems really strong on paper.
Βούλομαι.
You can just do 2 TC boom and you're gonna win.
Μάλιστα.
Προτέκτον.
Προχανή, ναι. Καλώς.
Έτοιμη.
Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσεχε.
Hades versus
Μεταλλέ.
Norse is very easy these days.
Μάλιστα. Έχεις πολύ.
Λέγε,
Προσέστο. Τέκτον.
Έστω.
Λέγε. Έτοιμη.
Ah, that didn't work.
Πρόσταγμα.
I think I lost one, right?
Λέγε. Ναι.
πρόσεχε.
Ναι, χανή.
Μάλιστα. Έστω.
Ναι, βουλ. Εσβάκεν. Έτσι, μάλιστα.
Βουνέ.
Εσ, μάλιστα, χανή.
Λέει. Τέκτον.
Προβούλω. Ναι, μάλιστα. Προβούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έστω.
Έτοιμη.
Λέγε. Χανή. Λέγε. Έστω.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι. Τέκτον. Θηρευτής. Πρόσταγμα. Ναι. Μάλιστα.
Λέει, μάλιστα.
Έτοιμη.
Μάλιστα.
Εισβολή.
I think these Kitsune deals too much damage.
Ναι.
So you probably have a negative multiplier versus Vills would be nice. Like 2 of these. It's a 25 food investment he's made.
Πρόσεχε. Τέκτον. Τέκτον. Βουφορβός.
Βούλομαι. Έστω. Μάλιστα.
Έτοιμη.
Τέκτον. Προς βουφορβός.
Ναι.
Πρόσεχε.
Προταπεινός.
Προστάγμα. Έτοιμος. Ναι. Έστω. Χανή. Βούλομαι. Έστω.
Έτοιμη. Λέγε. Βούλομαι.
Λέγε, τέκτον.
Προστάγμα.
Oh, there's a rhino there. Perfect.
Προβούλομαι.
Ναι. Μάλιστα. Έστω.
Λέγε,
Ah!
πρόσταγμα. Έστω.
Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα.
What do you guys think? This is,
Πρόσεχε.
dude. I just want to resign when I'm being raided by Kitsune
Βούλομαι.
because I know he doesn't invest anything into it.
Λέγε, τέκτον.
Πρόσεχε.
Λέγε.
Πρόσεχε. Μάλιστα. Ναι.
Πρόσεχε.
Can't
Βούλομαι.
punish it at all.
Έστω.
Ετοίμος. Βούλομαι. Έστω.
Έτοιμο. Καλό. Μάλιστα.
Λέγε.
Πρόστα. Μάλιστα. Βουφορβό. Ναι. Έστω.
Έτοιμος.
Ah.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Τέκτον. Μάλιστα. Έτοιμη.
Λέγε. Πρόσεχε. Ετοίμος. Πρόσεχε. Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Ετοίμος. Μάλιστα.
Ναι.
Βούλομαι. Λέγε.
Πρόσεχε. Μάλιστα.
Λέγε. Τέκτον. 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 Βούλομαι. Πρόσεχε. Τέκτον. Ναι. Πρόσεχε. Τέκτον. Μάλιστα. Έτοιμη. Τέκτον. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα. Τέκτον. Μεταλλές.
Ετοίμος.
Έστω. Πάνι. Εσβάκεν. Λέγε.
Λέγε. Πάνι. Ορθός.
Έστω. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Βούλομαι.
Λέγε μεταλλεύ.
Λέγε μεταλλεύ. Ταπεινός.
Ταπεινός.
That's this we don't need favor since we're going Aphrodite.
Έτοιμος, μάλιστα.
Πρόσταγμα. Τεκ. Ταπεινός.
Πρόσεχε.
What we need is
Ταπεινός.
wood.
Λέγε τέκτον. Ναι. Τέκτον. Βούλομαι. Λέει μάλιστα. Ναι. Βρυτόμος. Έτοιμη. Τέκτον. Μεταλλεύς.
Προφανή.
Προσβάνει.
Λέστο.
Βούλομαι. Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμο. Ναι, βούλομαι.
We need so much wood now, actually.
Προβούλων. Βρυτόμος.
Λέγε τεκ. Ταπεινός.
Λέει ταπεινός.
Μάλιστα. Ναι.
Έστω.
Πρόσεχε.
Μάλιστα.
Βούλομαι.
Λέγε έστω.
Έτσι ναι. Βούλομαι. Θρητόμος. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι. Ναι. Βούλομαι. Τέκτον.
Προφανή.
Έτοιμη.
Πρόσταγμα. Τέκτον.
Προστάγμα. Εις πολύ.
Πρόσταγμα.
Εσφάκεν.
Πρόσεχε.
Καλώς, ορό. Εις πολύ. Εσφάκεν. Καλώς.
Επάνει.
Ναι. Έτοιμη. Πρόσεχε. Μάλιστα. Τέκτον.
Μάλιστα. Ναι. Βούλομαι. Ναι.
Λέγε.
Λέγε βρυτόμο. Ναι. Ταπεινό. Πρόσταγμα. Έστω. Βούλομαι.
Λέγε τεκ. Θηρευτής.
Μάλιστα.
Shame I use Sentinel over here completely unnecessarily.
Πανί. Έστω. Βούλομαι. Πανί.
Έτοιμη. Τέκτον. Θηρευτής. Πρόσεχε. Τέκτον. Βρυτόμος.
Λέγε. Ναι. Μάλιστα. Πανί. Έστω.
Βούλομαι.
Μάλιστα.
Βούλομαι. Έστω.
Ορθό. Βούλομαι.
Μάλιστα. Πάνι.
Πρόσεχε.
Ναι. Τέκτον. Μεταλλεύς.
Πανί. Έστω.
Έτοιμη.
Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έστω. Βουφορβός.
Προσάνει. Ορθό. Βούλ. Ορθός.
Λέγε. Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Τέκτον. Θηρευτής. Έτοιμα. Μεταλλεύς. Ναι. Μεταλλεύς.
Λέγε. Έτοιμο. Πρόσεχε. Ναι.
Eugen again?
Τέκτον. Βουφορβός.
Λέγε. Βρυτόμος.
Πανί.
Πόρο.
Oh, it's brutal.
Λέγε. Προστάγμα. Ναι. Έστω.
Έτοιμο.
Έστω. Βούλομαι.
Λέγε.
Μάλιστα. Όρο.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έτοιμο. Ναι.
Πρόσταγμα. Μεταλλεύς. Μεταλλεύς.
Βούλ. Ορθός. Προσάνει.
Μάλιστα. Πανί.
Ready to use Sentinel if needed.
Βούλομαι.
Hey, Isomardo, thanks so much for the raid.
Μα ναι.
Λέγε.
Λέγε. Βούλομαι.
Βούλομαι.
Εσφάκεν.
Λέγε.
Λέγε.
Καλώς. Πρόσταγμα. Πάνι. Ορθός. Λέγε.
Πρόσεχε. Λέγε. Ναι. Μάλι ναι. Μεταλλεύς.
Μεταλλεύς.
Έτοιμο. Βούλομαι.
Finally a good streamer, yeah. Yeah, welcome everyone. This is a good stream over here.
Λέγε, δώσεις βούλωμα. Μάλιστα, βούλωμα. Λέγε.
Προστάγμα. Λέγε, μάλιστα. Έτοιμος.
Έτοιμος.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έστω. Βούλομαι. Θρητών τέκτων.
Θηρευτής.
Θηρευτής.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έστω. Ανή.
Ετοίμος.
Μάλιστα. Καλώς.
Λέγε.
Θηρευτής.
Προστές. Θηρευτής.
Uh-oh.
Πρόσταγμα. Ναι. Τέκτον.
Λέγε, να εισβολή. Εισβολή. Βούλομαι.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα.
Μάλιστα. Ναι. Πρόσεχε. Πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμη.
Λέγε. Έτοιμη.
Βούλομαι.
Ανή, ναι. Έστω. Μα έστω. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα. Ορθός. Ορθός. Έτοιμος.
Προσέκτον. Βουφορβός.
Προβάνι.
Προσέστος.
Λέγε. Ορθός. Πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμος. Βούλωμα. Ορθός.
Έτοιμη.
Λέγε.
Μπορώ.
Έτοιμη. Ορθός. Πρόσταγμα.
A good attack from him there.
Ορθός. Βούλωμα. Έστω. Ναι.
Made it very messy for me.
Πάνι. Ορθός. Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Βούλωμε. Ορθός. Πάνι.
Πρόσεχε.
Προμάλιστα μεταλλεύς.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Ορθός. Πάνι. Λέγε. Βούλωμε. Ορθός. Έτοιμο. Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα. Πάνι. Πάνι. Βούλωμε.
Oh man, I'm so dead.
Εισβολή. Καλώς. Ισμάχη. Λέγε. Χώρο. Εισβολή. Ισμάχη. Καλώς. Χώρο. Ισμάχη. Μάλιστα. Βούλωμε. Λέγε. Βούλωμε. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Προς τα πάνω. Έστω. Λέει βούλομαι. Πάνω. Εισβολή. Ισμάχη. Καλώς. Χώρο. Βούλομαι. Πάνω. Ισμάχη. Εισβολή. Καλώς. Ισμάχη. Χώρο.
Έτοιμη. Ναι. Βουφορβός.
Καλώς.
Πάνω. Εισβολή. Βούλμαν. Καλώς. Ορθβάν. Ορθισμάχη.
Λέγε. Έστεκτον.
Λέκτον. Τέκτηρε. Πρόσταγμα. Μάλιστα. Βρυτόμος.
Χώρο. Ισμάχη.
Ανή. Βούλομαι.
Εισβολή.
Έτοιμη. Τέκτον. Θηρευτής.
Καλώς. Χώρο.
Έστω. Μάλιστα. Ναι.
Ισμάχη. Βούλομαι.
Μάλιστα. Έστω. Ισμακέν.
Ορθός. Βούλομαι.
Ναι. Έστω. Χώρο. Εισβολή.
Λέγε. Πάνι.
Πρόσεχε. Ναι. Βούλομαι. Έστω. Μάλιστα.
Ναι. Μάλιστα. Έστω. Ναι. Προς. Μάλιστα.
Βούλομαι. Λέγε.
Ναι.
Ορθισβολή. Ισμάχη. Βούλομαι.
Man, Peltas is such a good unit.
Ναι, τέκτον. Πρόσταγμα, μάλιστα. Έστω, τέκτον.
Honestly, there's just a difference between why I can win with Hades and I can't with Norse. It's because I have a counter to archers. It's really that simple.
Πρόσταγμα, βούλομαι. Τέκτον.
Τέκτον, μεταλλεύς. Πρόσεχε.
Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσεχε, τέκτον.
Πρόσταγμα, βούλομαι. Ναι, μεταλλεύς.
Ισμά, καλός. Χώρο. Παν, καλός. Εισβολή. Ισμάχη.
Λέγε.
Λέγε, προς ναι. Τέκτον. Έτοιμος, έστω. Βούλομαι, ναι. Τέκτον.
Let's just earthquake this, right?
Πρόσεχε, ταπεινός. Έστω.
Πρόσταγμα, μάλιστα. Τέκτον.
Βουλχώρο.
Oh, the samurais.
Εισβολή. Ισμάχη. Καλό χώρο. Λέγε, πρόσταγμα.
Still win though. Wasn't ready for the samurai transition at all.
Καλός.
Apparently I was.
Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα. Ναι, μάλιστα. Πρόσταγμα.
The crazy part about Artemis is that my pill tests will be good against samurais too, once I get Shafts of Plague. GG. Was well played from him. The Gust of Winds, both of them were really good. God, my army is just better than his. Oh, and Eco too, I guess. Must have killed some villagers. Maybe I had more eco upgrades, or I disrupted his economy.
Πρόσταγμα.
Honestly, I'm thinking like in Retold, if you don't have this unit, the ranged anti-archer unit, you're just screwed. Even Japan. Japan doesn't have it, and I feel like that when I play Japan too sometimes. If I'm against chariot archers, or even here with Peltast, you couldn't really kill my Peltasts. Something about the mechanics of Retold. Feels like you just lose so many matchups if you don't have ranged anti-archers.
Έτοιμος.
Norse have a ranged anti-archer called Spellista. Ugh. Takes a little while to get there though. Does Decisive Wind do any damage, or does it just blow you across the map? It's just utility, nothing else. 0 damage, pure utility. But you saw the 2 times he used it this game, it was really good. I think where Fusion is lacking is that his Smith unit is terrible. And he's got... Yeah, okay, so his Smith unit is terrible, and then he's got 2 Myth unit upgrades. So his technologies are kind of shit too. But I think the God Power is really cool. Fusion Myth unit terrible. Like, did you see this game? He built 4 of them. I don't know if he got the upgrades or not, but either way, he built 4 of them and they couldn't take down a fortress. Nah, Oni is a shit unit. Don't listen to Boyd. Am I married? No, I'm not. I'm a bachelor. We can do Fushi next. Let's do Fushi next. Hey, thank you so much, Isomardo. 10 months, Iso. God bless you. Where is Shivey Doobie Divey Doobie Die? That one. It's copyrighted. So when I had that on, then my YouTube VODs wouldn't generate revenue. I was a bit tired of it. So I changed it to this. I tried to keep it in the spirit, you know, of the other one. This one is not copyrighted. I sound like a good father. I'd make a great father. Hopefully one day. I always forget the build. I always forget the build where you get 3 Kuafu really quickly. Mirage from Deities of Death made a really, really good build on her, but I always forget it. Oh, I need a house? I don't think I need a house. Not with Fushi. Honey nuts, maybe you're right. I don't know what's the right approach. Maybe after this. I think we can. Okay, so this guy and then another guy, maybe. Why early temple? So I mean for favored land. Oh, 3 more goats. A really big steal if I can get these home. See this?
是的，准备好。
It's gonna be potentially like a 4-minute advance with 3 Kuafu.
请下命令，出发。是的，请下命令。是的，什么？是的，好的。
请下命令。准备好了，遵命，出发。遵命，猎人。出发，伐木工。请遵命，猎人。
4 Kuafu? Should we try it? Ah, we can't. We need a house or something earlier then.
遵命，是的。什么？遵命，出发。遵命，出发。
Ah, he stole my goats. His goats.
准备，遵命。
He took them back.
是的。什么？什么？出发。
Damage is thrown. We love that relic. I don't think there's anything funny you can do with China though, but still a cool relic.
遵命。是的。准备好了。出发，请下命令。遵命。是的，出发。什么？遵命。出发。遵命。出发。遵命。出发。准备好了。遵命。是的，请下命令。出发。遵命。出发。遵命。出发。是的，准备好的。遵命。是的。什么？准备好了。遵命。出发。请下命令吗？出发。遵命。
Oh my god, I don't...
是的，好的。遵命，出发。遵命，出发。
This is really poor. I'm floating so many resources for so long.
遵命，出发。
Getting all the relics though.
下命令，是的。
There's one saving grace. It's that. I think we can get this guy. Should be worth it. Monument to soldiers, interesting. Oh no, he died. He died. He died. Wait, he was classical? Yeah, I can't go up there. Not yet, anyways. Need to scout a bit, see what he's up to. Looked like he was just doing full classical age fighting with the instant second monument and so on. Yeah, he's just spamming units. That's great for me. My economy is gonna be so much bigger than his. At some point I need to clear out all the obelisks down here.
下命令。建筑出发，建筑粮食工。
是的，出发。遵命。
是的，
行。
攻击。
好的。
是的，
请下命令。遵命。出发。遵命。遵命。攻击。出发。准备就绪。
什么建筑伐木？是的，建筑伐木工。
是的，遵命。
是的，
好的，
是的，
准备好建筑工。
出发。遵命。请下命令。出发。遵命。遵命。开战。什么？遵命。出发。遵命。出发。遵命。出发。攻击。出发。遵命。出发。
Have a lot of gold now.
好，是的，
Some would argue too much.
是的，遵命，猎人。
请下命令。什么？是的。
遵命，遵命，前进，攻击，开战，攻击，前进。
This guy's got a great journey ahead of him
出发。
准备好了，建筑猎人。
of obelisk destruction.
好的，是的，好的，出发。是的，好的，是的。请下遵命。
请下命令。
出发，猎人。粮食工。是的，好的。
遵命。
是的。
We'll go up here. It's a bit awkward, but whatever.
是出发，遵命，请下命，出发。什么？遵命，出发。出发，遵命，准备好了，请出发，准备就行。遵命，请准备好了，出发。是的，什么？准备，请下命令，遵命，出发。
是的，遵命。
好，是的，好的，是的，好的，是的，出发，好的。
什么？遵命，出发，遵命。
是的，准备什么？是的，
是的，遵命。
是好的。
出发。
遵命，出发，请遵命。
遵命。是的，出开战。准备。
是的，好的，
请出发。是遵命。
是的，出发。
准备好了，下命令。
The spearman
遵命。准备。
doesn't die.
是的。是的，遵命。出发。
请下命令。遵命。准备就绪。是的，好的，准备就绪。是的，请下命令。攻击，前进，行，遵命。
Stupid.
出发，遵命，遵命，出发，遵命，遵命，出发，遵命，出发。
Oh, it's not good at all.
遵命，
遵命。
是的，出发。
下命令发。遵命。是的，出发。
好的。
准备攻击。
Okay, finally. Can you guys die? Thank you.
请下命令。
好的，是的。
I also have this. Could use that to leapfrog to Mythic Age now. Get double Baole and then
什么？
Mythic.
出发，遵命，遵命，出发。遵命，出发。什么？遵命，出发。是的。
这出发，请猎人。遵命，出发。
出发。遵命，遵命，出发。
遵猎人。是的，准出发，猎人。
遵命，出发。
什么？遵命，出发。建筑工。
遵命。
什么？
好的，是的，好的，是的，出。
oops.
战！是的。攻击！开战！什么？
That's fine.
遵命。建筑工。
建筑工，建筑工。
遵命。出发！遵命。
Did I make halberdiers? That was a mistake.
遵命令。是的，好的。是的，好的。
请下命令。
出发，粮食工。
是的。准备好了。出发。遵命。
准备好了。是的，出发。
是的。建筑工，建筑工。
请下建筑，准备好了。建筑工。
什么？好的。
准备好了。
请下命令。是的，是的，好的。
请下命令。
出发。
遵命。出发。
出发。
请下命。是的，好的。是的，好的。是的。
是的，准备好。猎人。出发。什么？遵命。
I just rely on Kuafu Eco here to win the video game.
是的，遵出伐木工。
Let's go food now. Don't need the Kuafu there anymore. We're on food.
出发。是的。
出发。
请下命令。
什么？遵命。准出发。是遵命。 请出发！遵命。出发！遵命。出发！遵命。出发！遵命。出发！遵命。出发！
准备好了。
什么？是出发！
请下命令。好的。是的，好的。
准备就绪。请下命令。建筑工、粮食工。遵命。出发。遵命。
遵出粮食工。
Why did I go Nuba actually? I mean, I get the archer upgrade, but
遵命。
I don't think that was wise.
出发。遵命。
建筑粮食工。
Dude, I always forget when I play Fushi, I never get Neja.
请下命令。准备好了。
Completely forgot about that unit.
遵命。矿工。建矿工。
什么？出发！遵命。出发！遵命。是出发。
Get it before Mythic at least.
遵命。准备好了。什么？遵命。出发。
什么？
出发。遵命。出发。遵命。出发。遵命。出发。遵命。请下命令。好了，准备好了。
I think this Pegasus is gonna be super convenient actually.
出发。
遵命。什么？遵命。是的。
下命建矿什么？建矿工。遵命。是的。什么？出发。准备好了。
好的。
行，遵命。遵命。准备好了。请下命令。攻击。
What does he cost? Gold. Dude, Great Flood versus Rex units. It's so absurd.
出发。准备好了。
It's so absurdly strong.
建筑工。
出发。遵命。
请下命令。
请下命令。开战。前进。攻击。
Yeah, you don't want to fight against the boys.
攻击。建筑工矿工。出发。开战。遵命。出发。好的。什么？遵命。 是出发，没问题，没问题。
是的，建筑工，
建筑工，准备好了。是的，没问题，知道了。是的，准备好了。知道了，没问题。请向命令。
Use snakes again.
没问题，知道了。是没问题，知道。
Still not getting John Wick out. It's not good.
好的，没问题，知道了。请下命令。遵命，建筑工。请下命令。
Oh, the dragon is doing so much. I should have got this upgrade. Get it now.
遵命，开战。是。请下命令，准备。请下命令。
And Neja is doing a ridiculously good job also.
没问题，揍他。是，行。
Alright, no more Kuafu. Need favor for fun. For fun stuff now.
没问题，出发，出发。
准备好了，建矿工。
是的。建筑矿工。
什么？建筑矿工。
准备好了。建筑工矿工。
是的，建筑和矿工。
遵命。请下命令。好的。是的。请下命令。好的。
Look at this John Wick. Such a menace.
遵命，遵命，行，遵命，遵命，行，是的，
是的，是的。
How did he end up here? It's crazy.
准备好了，建筑矿工。
请下命令。请下命令。准备就绪。
GG. I think I just had this civilian. Yeah. He's had a earlier boom than he did. So it's just always a bit ahead. And all the investments he made into the early units, the spearmen, didn't pay off at all. So I just slowly outgrind him. All right, guys. I think that's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. Sticking around for the 2v2 show match. Was a bit... we don't see 2v2 show matches too often, but I think it was a lot of fun. So thanks for that. If you want to help me out, support me, you can go to this link. Wait. You can go to this link and just download and install the game and play it for 2 seconds, and then you can uninstall if you like. It helps me out a lot. I get $6 for it, and I get to get future sponsorships too. So if you like the channel, if you want to support me, it's a great way of doing it. Good night, Roman. Goodbye, muscular Christian. Tribe of Mythology. Thanks everyone for watching. See you guys later.